And with that, welcome, Auroraverse, to the likes of episode 3 of Voden Fables. I hope you guys are ready for an epic and awesome D&D session, as today is the likes where we have to catch them all. Today we have the likes of a special guest star, The Mandy, and also a secret guest star later on in the likes of this stream. So I hope you guys are ready for some craziness, some wackiness, and some awesome times. As this is, we're continuing on Voden Fables, and we also got another Voden Fables game tomorrow, featuring a bunch of brand new individuals as well. So the Auroraverse is growing, and the likes of more shenanigans, more chaos, and more cowabunga is still going on, as you guys know. That being said, do we have any announcements for today? I don't think we have really many announcements besides... Yeah, no real announcements. So besides that, thank you guys for everyone who has decided to follow. Appreciate everybody who has decided to sub. Thank you also Achilles. I appreciate each and every single one of you. But any follows, any subs, or any raids and all that stuff, it will be thanked pretty much at the end of the stream. So if I don't notice it or if I don't say anything about it, it is appreciated. I'll thank it at the end of the stream. My focus is going to be on the game for today. All right, everybody. With that, or without further ado, let's get into Voden Fables. All right, flop on over and let's get into everything. Yo, hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
There we go. Oh, wait, hold on. You guys are very, very low because I have my thingy down. Are you guys ready for an awesome and epic time in the D&D world known as Voden, where everything is terrible and everything is out to kill you, but it's up to you and your friends and the wrath of God to be able to prevail from this goddamn place? Are you guys ready for the chaos?
Yes. Well, after that preamble, I don't know, but I can try.
Oh, man. Goodness gracious, this is going to be great. So, everybody, I guess mainly to Jade and to Mandy, have you adjusted BardBot's, music? Or, have you turned it down? Okay, cool, just in case.
I'm
All right,
preparing for thunder damage.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
Pretty much. Oh, also, other sort of thing, you guys will also be able to check, if you want to check out some of the players' perspective, Mandy's actually streaming over on their end, and if you want to be able to see both of ours streams at the exact same time, you can go click that link that I just dropped below in both of the chats, and you can go from there. All right, everybody, without any more pauses or any more things in the way, I need each and every one of you to do one small thing for me. Okay. I need you to all gather around the table. And let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of adventurers from afar. For this, my friends, this is the tale to forge one's legend among a looming corruption. For this be the tale of Gotta Catch 'Em All. Strangers, all from vast worlds, have been dropped into a strange unknown realm. A land built upon an ancient and forgotten world, shrouded in mysteries. Here, the lands are dangerous and are only growing worse with time. This is Voden. A strange and untamed place no matter the region. A realm made of chaos, creation, and destruction. Our adventure today begins in a realm filled with luscious fields and overgrown valleys housing some of the most predatory threats Voden has ever seen. And despite its beauty, do not be fooled, survivors. Cataclysmic threats loom from all sides. Our story, however, it starts small, beginning in a humble Myconid village ran by powerful and legendary heroes known as the Voden Knights, rulers of the land, as they watch over and protect the people. However, they had to earn the respect of the populace to be elevated to such a position of power. For long ago, they too were once just simple survivors and adventurers like yourselves. As this is said, you look over each and every one of you, and you hear the construction of various buildings. You see as Myconids all alike work together in unison to tend to their daily tasks and more. Working on various buildings, but you would also see as strange spherical individuals in builder hats and overalls continue to construct these buildings, construct these bits of places for revelry, bits of production, and more. In this oh-so-beautiful land nestled in the small forest afar. With that, as everyone does their part, shadows seek to do theirs as they head to the likes of a building known as the Voden Night War Room. For some of you, this may be a familiar place, but for others, this, my friend, is where your journey begins. Will you be able to reclaim, or will you be able to claim glory? And will you be able to forge your legend? Well, we'll have to find out in Voden Fables. With that, my friends, as we take off onto this grand adventure, first things first, let me switch maps for you. And let me show you exactly where you are looking at. And let me move this, and there we go. Alright, it should be loading on in. It may take some of you a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. You'll get on in. And
so pretty.
And mainly to the newer individuals, yes, this city was actually built by players. You can actually see some of their characters just scattered around in the village and more. So, as we look over and we focus on a smaller sort of building known as the Voden Night War Room, this is where our adventure begins. However, it seems to be that one individual who's already located in the village after finishing up their previous quest for the likes of the Voden Knights. That individual being the likes of, Discord crashing. Oh man, I love when Discord crashes. It always crashes at like the weirdest and funniest parts. So, yeah, give me a second. Hello?
There you are.
There you go. Discord loves to crash at like the randomest times, especially like at 8 p.m. And it always crashes at like the most opportune moment.
So relatable.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's strategic with it, it's gotta be.
Exactly. Alright, we should be good now. As I was saying, we turn and look towards an individual who's actually just completing their quest for the Voden Knights previously. We look over and we look towards the likes of Azalea. And with that, Kane, if you could please introduce your character as they're approaching from the likes of the tavern to the war room.
Yep. So Azalea is she's an elven woman, long flowing curly hair, with purple eyes. She has a
Kane, you're a little bit low, by the way.
Oh, apologies. So she has she wears a white cloak with a cape. She's very much a minimalist, and all you pretty much see upon her is the hilt of a blade, not the blade itself. And she has a interesting tattoo on her shoulder. And yeah, she is a member of the Jedi Order. Yeah, that was it.
Shoot, let's mute it. As you are approaching from the likes of the the Mushroom Kingdom's tavern, you see as Keeper Raya is off to the side, kind of waiting for multiple adventurers to make their way back or to get ready to summon them forth. As this is said and done, Azalea, is there anything specific you're kind of saying or doing on your way to the place?
No. She, once upon seeing Keeper Raya, she does nod and then heads inside. At this point, she knows the deal.
Knows the deal. She's ready for her stuff and her whole adventure. You walk on in and you see as the likes of the last sort of advisor individual from before Riles is here. However, actually, you did not meet Riles last time. You actually met Alep. So this individual you would see as more so for everybody else's description, but you'd see an individual who's kind of messing with a couple of sort of papers, making sure they have a couple of documents in order. And eventually, as they kind of see you walk on in, they'll notice and begin to sort of put them off to the side and begin to greet you. They are the individual ahead. They're dressed in fairly, not necessarily noble-esque clothing, but more so fancier clothing than usual compared to the other Myconids and more. They carry themselves with a bit of poise, but they look over and they begin to say, Hello, welcome, adventurer. You are here for the quest for Zora Lunista, correct?
Yes, I am here for yet another quest. Perhaps this one will be, well, a bit less chaotic.
Well, judging by this, it's possible, but when it comes to Jaded Dragon Valley, you genuinely have no idea what to really expect. But I wish you well. We're waiting on a couple of other individuals. They'll be arriving here shortly, I'm sure.
Yes, the weave here is strong indeed. I'll wait for the arrival of the others.
Very well, very well. And you'll see as the individual Riles will begin to look over and kind of look towards out the window and kind of also begin to kind of mutter a couple of things to themselves. Make a perception check, if you will. 5. You're more so a little bit distracted, kind of looking around and kind of just more so focused on the mission and what's ahead. Maybe even reflecting on what's happened in the past, but not necessarily enough focus to pay attention to what Rouse is doing off to the side. That said, easy enough. We look over towards, or away from Azalea as we look towards the next individual to join the likes of Voden Fables and the Auroraverse. Who's it going to be? Well, it's going to be one of these 4 individuals. Let's roll for it. 1d4. 2, 3, and 4. And that's a 2. Interesting enough. We'll look over, and as we do, we see as another individual begins to slowly form out of the Keeper's cloak. As they begin to do so, you'll see as the Keeper themselves, they begin to almost wield an astral sort of form as an almost astral shadow begins to emerge and slowly turn to color. This individual, however, well, they look like this. Loopy Jade, if you could please introduce yourself and then describe what your character looks like as you appear ready for adventure.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Bloopy Jade. I lurk on the server sometimes. I'm new here. I don't really have much else to say about myself other than that. My character, however, not much going on there either. Except for the fact that they look like, imagine a around 5'6", half-elven person. You can't really tell what they are other than that. You can definitely tell they are not built correctly, as they have scars forming all over their bodies, some still slightly open, and from their arms are pure skeletons with leather gloves covering the hands. From a distance, their clothes are so ragged and a bit messy that you would almost mistake them as a scarecrow if they stood still enough.
Nice, nice. To show off their art, this is what they look like.
There they be.
Alright. So, and make sure I got this right, because I'm going to butcher everybody's name, especially if you're new. So, Aster Rue, correct?
Aster Rue. Aster, Rue, either or is fine.
You got it. So, Aster, as you begin to slowly form and emerge out of the Keeper's red cloak, they definitely dwarf you in size, but they have a strange but familiar looking mask. They seem scary or almost threatening to any other individual, but you, my friend, you do know them beforehand. You know this person well. They are a Keeper, or specifically Keeper Raya, an individual who transports specific souls from adventure to adventure when they possess enough strength and power to do so. However, as you emerge, you see as they greet you in a silent nod and allow you to continue on for your adventure. Before looking inside, the door is still open, and Mike is kind of flagging you down inside. Regardless, this individual is looking down or looking towards you, but also kind of focusing on conjuring some sort of spell. Aster, with that said, what would you like to say, and what would you like to do?
Aster will look towards Keeper Raya, you said? They will look towards them and, oh, well, this is just sweet, darling. Thanks for bringing me here. Ain't this place pretty looking? And they're going to walk towards this mushroom fella.
Enough. As you begin to step in, Azalea, you look over and you seem to notice an individual that you don't necessarily recognize. Riles themselves, however, they look over and they begin to greet you, waving and saying, "Ah, hello, hello. You're here for the quest, correct?"
I believe that is correct, yeah.
Pleasure to meet you. I am Riles. And you
Oh,
are...
lovely name. Aster Rue. Aster be fine. Rue if that's too long for you.
Fair enough.
Ooh. A strange presence around you. Almost as if the weave abandoned you, but yet returns cautiously.
I'd say that's pretty accurate to my skill set. Yes, ma'am.
He's good notes down there.
Can you roll button? Azalea just stiffens up for a second, freezes,
T-poses.
looking directly towards Asteru. John knows. You'll see as Azalea begins to continue looking, and then she begins to start jotting down a couple of notes. And as that happens, Asteru, you look over and Rouse will begin to say, "But we're looking for a couple of individuals. They'll be here shortly to help you out with your quest. I said you can take a seat, drink for a bit, but we'll be getting started shortly."
Oh, lovely. I can't wait to meet the lovely people. And they'll take a seat on a nearby chair.
Got it. With that, you'll see as they begin to head off, and as you sit down, Riles will begin to sort of stand up and begins to get ready to start focusing on everything up ahead and the new individuals to arrive. But we'll see if or who the next one exactly will be. Alright, I'm gonna roll a D3. And that is a 2. Alrighty, here we go. So, as this individual begins to form, you see as the Keeper is still conjuring the spell, and they step out of the astral starlight, slowly coming to color and more, bringing in a bit of flame with each step. With that, Mandy, if you would please like to introduce yourself and introduce your character.
Yes, hi everybody. I'm Mandy. I'm your weird DM witchy ant person all over the internet under the same name. And what you all see walking up to this area is a peculiar little individual. They are a rather petite fire moth folk with a big, wide-brimmed straw hat to kind of shield their sensitive little eyes from the sun. They've got very fluffy antennae protruding through little slits in the brim of the hat. They have various leather straps and belts adorning them instead of jewelry in a lot of places, and a kind of high slit skirt, kind of, just covering as like something to give them a little bit of warmth, but they're quite fuzzy. They've got a plume of just this really soft looking fur that kind of adorns over their chest and their shoulders, their forearms and their legs as they kind of walk up, and they've got pointed little ears that look reminiscent of elven ears, and little markings that seem to give you the effect of fire. They look like moving fire. And they carry a staff that's kind of gnarled and twisted in a little bit of a curlicue at the top. And hanging from that staff is a lantern, and it is lit.
Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. And here to show off your art, this is what they look like. And it was actually drawn by you, right?
Yeah, it's me. And I drew that.
Heck yeah. So, that being said, Spark of Opal, how would you want me to, what was it? What would you want me to call you by, just like for DMing purposes?
Spark is fine.
You got it. So, Spark, as you begin to emerge out of the Keeper's Cloak, you'll see as they kind of nod. They're still conjuring the spell, but they give you a sort of slight, silent wave as they look on. As they begin to do so, eventually they'll kind of speak and say, "Hello, young traveler. I see that you are here for adventure."
Yeah, hi, yes. I'm here for the adventure and the things and the stuff. And Spark just kind of waves awkwardly at the person, just like a little too fast and a little too close to their face.
As you begin to do so, you see as they kind of put like a hand towards you and kind of in a calming motion like it's okay, before they look over and say, "It is fine to be nervous for your first adventure. I'm sure that you will do just fine."
I don't know what you're talking about. I adventure all of the time, but thank you for the vote of confidence. I needed that.
Well, have you ever...
I'm super experienced.
You'll see as they look over and they'll begin to say, "Well, but have you ever adventured in Voden?"
No.
Oh, there's a first time for everything. So here, I'll tell you what. I will give you a couple of companions. A little bit experienced, but not too much. And with that, you'll see as the cloak actually forms again, and to you, Spark, this is a little bit, you're not necessarily used to this, but it's a little bit frightening at first. You see as two astral figures, one massive in size and the other one with these strange sort of tails behind them begin to form. They're completely made out of starlight, of blue, greens, and purple colorings before eventually they slowly turn to normal sort of colors that kind of make specific sense. You see an individual, a Dragonborn, golden, dressed to the nines, as well as a hunter, a ranger, Kitsune, right by their side, as we look at Urig and Resnick returning from the likes of another adventure far away. As you two, if you would please like to introduce yourselves and your characters. Let's start with you, Nate. You go for it.
So me, Nate, first thing you to vote in, but Resnick here has had a few days, maybe a few days, I think, in voting.
It's like it's been really like actually so time and voting is weird. It's very, very weird. It's only really been like a day, but it's been I'll be honest, it's been an awful day so far.
Yes, it has. Remember that. But 5'7", a lot of tails. Now he'd just be probably peeking out from behind Urig at our new friend.
Easy enough. And as you do, Urig, if you would please like to introduce your character.
So looking down at you at an impressive 7'5", is a very intimidating looking Dragonborn. The very cunning look on his face, dressed to the nines in well-worn, well-used, and well-tailored traveling clothes.
As you do, this is what you see.
You're really tall.
I get that a lot. It happens.
You don't eat moths, right?
No, frankly, I think that's kind of rude. Don't you think?
I don't know. My grandma always told me that dragons eat moths.
Well, I can assure you I do not. I'm very firmly into barbecue, but not like people with sentience.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Well, this here, my little friend, and you don't have to hide. I've got a tail right there.
I
You're
have
gonna get
many,
whacked
it's
with it.
fine.
Are you sure? This is a
no.
very uncomfortable place
No,
for
it's-
you to be standing.
No, you're really tall. I had to move out of the way for a sec.
Hey, Keeper, if I could just sidestep beside you a little bit, I'd like them to go ahead of me.
Sure,
It's all right.
very well. I am getting ready to head off anyway. Good luck with your
Sounds-
adventures, souls. I will hope to be seeing you soon in your next quest. But if you ever need anything, you can refer to the individual calling upon you here and now. And you'll see as they kind of look over and motion towards Rouse, who's kind of looking at it, or again, preparing a couple of things, but you'll see as Keeper Raya will begin to do a slight bow, a wave, and they will begin to almost vanish slowly into starlight, dissipating into the starlight above.
Wow.
You get used to that kind of thing. After you,
Okay.
name's Yurig.
Oh, I'm Spark. Spark of Opal.
Fantastic. I think they're waiting for us. After you, though, if it's all right. I'm a little bit top and bottom heavy, so I have to come in after everyone's come in. You know what I mean?
Okay. I would like to kind of I get nervous and I get too nervous to like walk, so I just kind of flutter in.
As you do, you just kind of begin to flap your wings, and as you begin to rush on into the likes of the building, begin to look over, and you see a couple of more differing individuals of interesting appearances and more, just either standing about or waiting for anybody else to enter. You'll see as Riles will kind of look over and begin to nod and wave and say, hello, adventurers. Welcome, welcome. Here, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be all of you. Wonderful, wonderful. Here. You all are here for the quest, correct?
Yep.
That is correct.
Quest.
W?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. Here, if you could, we're getting ready with a couple of things. Miss Lunista should be ready for you all in just 1 second. But here, you all can make acquaintances with yourselves for the time being.
Real quick, is my mic still static?
Yeah, it's like a little... Whenever you kind of like unmute or mute, it kind of like does a little clipping or clicking sound or something like that, and it's like really, really low.
Alright, let me see if I can fix that.
Yeah, I gotcha. But in the meantime, while that's sort of happening, Spark, Resnick, Yurig, and Aster, what are you for talking about or doing in the meantime as you're waiting for Miss Lunista, the individual who has hired you for this quest, to get ready to see you all?
Firstly, as more people enter, much more than Aster was expecting, they're gonna look around and, oh my, we're running out of seats here. Y'all can have mine if you like it. And they stand up, shoulders kind of hunched with this kind of lazy posture.
Spark just kind of hugs their staff and I don't want to make you lose your seat. That wouldn't be nice. I'm okay to stand.
Oh, well, that's all right. You? Looking up towards the large Dragonborn.
Howdy, I think a lot of these chairs might break under my weight a little bit, and I don't know if I should call you Miss or Ma'am, but Esther, is that your name? Did you give me your name? I don't know if you gave me your name.
I can give you my name now. It's Aster Rue. Rue would be fine, or Aster, whichever you prefer.
Well, sorry about that. Metagaming a little bit. Sorry. Excuse me.
It happens to
Miss
the best of us.
Jamal. I was just coming here. And he'll look around the room, survey the room. He'll nod towards Azalea with like a deferential nod, and he'll look over at everyone, and then he'll see Riles. Then he'll side eye Resnick for a moment, like and then look right back at Riles again, and then side eye Resnick and go, guys, should we apologize for the sheep
We don't need to
incident?
talk about it. It's fine. If they bring it up, we'll discuss it later.
Right on.
If they say anything, we'll report it back. It's fine.
There will be an awkward look as the eyes go towards Riles, and they'll look at and see Riles' reaction momentarily.
Oh yeah, they're 100% like just... Make an insight check, both of you. What's up? We'll do that. I'll say if anybody else wants to make an insight check as well, you can also do that. If you, for those newer individuals, here's what you would want to do if you want to do that.
Yes.
So, double click or double left click on your character token. Bam! And then, what you're going to want to do is, you'll see your entire character sheet pop up. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff. Some of it will be pretty familiar if you ever use like D&D Beyond and all that. If you head over to the attributes and like the attributes tag, then you will see all the different skills. All you got to do is just hit the name of the skill, and it'll roll for you. There we go. 10, and then 6. There we go. So 6, 10, 11, 22, 15. It's not too difficult to kind of figure it out. Aster, you're more... I'll tell you what is Aster kind of doing to distract them from being able to... from paying attention to Ryle's sort of body language right now? What are they doing?
They are staring at the empty seat they have stood up from and just thinking to themselves, man, that chair must be getting rather lonely right now.
Oh, man. The rest of you, with the 10, 11, 22, and 15, Riles is trying to maintain that sort of professional vibe, that professional sort of look, but they're kind of failing pretty terribly right now, and you notice as they keep just kind of occasionally side-eyeing Yurig and also Resnick. Something, Spark, you're able to pick up, same thing with you, Azalea, something's going on between these three. You're not entirely sure what. You did notice at the most, I'd probably say, yeah, you probably noticed that Yurik and Resnick were whispering to each other. Not sure about what, but that's what you're able to pick up on.
Spark just kind of watches them.
Watches who? Are you like staring at one of them?
Probably mostly Yurig, but also definitely Resnick as well, but because they are so small. They are focusing on Yurig probably mostly. Not necessarily out of fear, more of like curiosity. It's a little obvious they don't have any experience with Dragonborns, otherwise they wouldn't have been like, hey, do you eat moths? And they kind of tap, tap, tap on the little lantern, just kind of like a little nervous motion.
Eric is gonna look.
Okay.
No, go on. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, Isaiah's gonna look over at you too, and in her head think that luckily there's people who know each other, so this should go a little smoother.
Still staring at the chair.
Yurik is gonna look towards Resnick and then see Ryle's expression. You don't look too happy.
Well, we didn't expect him to be happy after.
Right.
Be happier when we get back with.
I'm probably gonna do something here. I feel like it was poor manners in the way we handled that situation. Let me handle this first.
We're gonna ride.
You are just lucky that we have a pin for the animals after last time.
You'll see the cap on top of Yurik's head go down and towards his chest and go, I'm really sorry, Mr. Riles. We were in a bit of a rush and then we got brought back here. Resnick and I, we were dealing with things. Did you know, just like south from where we found the sheep, there's a big bloody moose that can summon undead?
Oh.
Just, that's what we were dealing with, you know.
I'll let the rest of the Voden Knights know, but all I will say is be thankful that War Chief Agni wasn't the individual looking over this quest. But just remember the 2 rules that they mentioned for the likes of the village. Follow them, and you'll be fine. We should be good to move in. Are you all ready?
After you, oh.
I am.
DM question really quick.
Go for it.
Should I assume that I know who the Voden Knights are and things like that? Or because of me being a little weirdo who lives in the middle of nowhere, doesn't know anything?
So this is the cool part. Make a history check. I can actually do this now.
Hooray!
We can actually make history checks on the players and see what you know about them.
That's a 12.
With a 12, you know enough when it comes to the likes of the the quest that you kind of accepted anyways to be here in the first place. You know that the Voden Knights, just basic information, that they are individuals of varying nature and powerful degree. Again, that they were sort of survivors, but they ultimately have built this city up and help protect the populace and defend it from multiple sort of various threats, such as the corruption, a terrible, terrible dastardly force that is seeking to consume all and more, as well as individuals like as the Zhao dynasty, a rival faction of bandits and more, and a bunch of other individuals as they have protected and looked over this place. They are the individuals that you are working under to help accomplish a couple of quests, and in return for either, depending on the quest, it may be either gold, sometimes supplies and materials, or just acceptance into the village and a place to rest your head for a bit. So those are roughly what you know about the Voden Knights.
Okay.
And last thing, actually no, you probably wouldn't know that with a 12.
Thank you.
Easy. So with that, Riles will begin to start walking on in, and as they do, will begin to kind of like unfurl this sort of curtain and allow you all to step in to place yourselves to have a seat. But in the central portion of this sort of room, you'll notice as a dark-skinned woman seems to be standing there looking towards you all and awaiting for each and every one of your arrival. But right now, you guys can all take a seat in wherever you wish, or you can stand if that more so fits your character. Of course, it's yours. See, as you're just kind of just...
Stand.
Oh, go ahead, Azalea.
I said Azalea would stand.
Got it. As you begin to do so, you kind of wait for everybody to go in first before you, and then eventually, as they do, Resnick begins to sort of head over towards one of the seats. Spark begins to kind of head over towards one of the seats, but not necessarily sitting down, while Rue sits off to the side, beginning to lean against the wall. If I assume so, correct, right? Alright. And one by one, as you begin to enter, you look over, and the woman that you see before you, arrows, I would just roleplay the quest giver, but I don't necessarily need to, because the quest giver is actually here right now, because one of the other players is the quest giver. Most of you guys already know it, but Miss Azora Lunista, aka Kane, if you could please describe what Azora is doing at this moment in time.
So as you all walk in, you see her standing up. She's jotting things down in a notepad. You hear her mentioning a term as you walk in. If anyone has a passive perception of like higher than like 14, you hear her mention the term White Walker. And she's just jotting down her notes. And as soon as you all come into the room, you see she is dressed sort of very like no armor or anything. You see her just have a sword by her side. She looks very relaxed. You can tell this is her home. And she, as you all approach, she closes her book and looks at each and every one of you. Good afternoon. Oh, go ahead.
Nope. You'll see as at most, Riles will kind of look in and begin to just say, Miss Azora, I have the adventurers you requested.
And she nods and she'll say, well, of course, much appreciation, Riles. She looks over at the group of individuals and she says, this is a new batch of individuals. You two look quite familiar, however. Looking at Yurig and Resnick, but she'll just think to herself, but then get back to it and say, well, if you all may please take a seat, well, for those who can, so that we may get started. Starting from my left, if you could all just introduce yourselves and perhaps provide a bit of information on your skills and what you can do.
Resnick will stand. And I'll just kind of take a small bow and be like, so, Ranger, I'll be providing you on survival tactics and helping in taking care of anything that it could be out in the wilds. He sits back down.
Good. So yeah. So I just had a character. What's your class?
Ranger.
Okay. Good. So then, this mission, someone who could track and scout is going to be of the utmost importance. Who's next? You in the back corner. Yeah, pretty far away.
Oh, should I walk forward? I'm sorry about that. Hi, my name's Asteru. Aster's fine, or Roo, if that's too long for you. I myself am just a little small town sorcerer. I know a bit of magic here and there, but I grew up on a farm, so I know my way around an animal or two. That's about all I'm good for, though. I've come out of a grave a few times before, if that's any handy to you.
Well, the grave part is certainly interesting. We know of another individual with a similar background. However, to be a sorcerer, that could be very interesting to our leader of this kingdom. But we could discuss that upon your victory. And then she'll look straight forward to Yurick.
And he still has his hat on his chest, and he'll look directly at you, will kind of downcast, and then look up again. Really sorry about the sheep, but we, Eric, Peter, blood and meat.
She holds up a hand and she says, yeah, about halfway through disrespecting rule number 1. But so long as you complete the quest, well, all can be forgiven, of course.
Well, we're doing our best. Doing our best. Yes.
And she'll look towards Spark.
Oh, me. It's my turn. Hi, I'm Spark of Opal. I'm a druid, wildfire druid. I can be animals. I can talk to animals. I can probably be friends with them also.
That is. Oh, continue.
I promise I won't start any forest fires. I'm not that kind of druid.
Well, that is actually almost exactly the type of profession we need regarding this situation. It is a pleasure to meet you. And then,
Likewise.
and she'll look at Azalea, and Azalea will say, well, my skills are that of the arcane nature, mostly understanding and studying the weave, the energy all around us.
You saw
A
this
historian.
coming. You saw this coming,
good.
Kane. You knew exactly what was going to happen as soon as you signed up for this. All right. I will preface this with you newer individuals. You're about to see some very, very wacky shit about to happen. Azora, make your highest saving throw that you have. Here we go. So 11 for Azora.
Yikes.
Unlucky. And then we'll see what we got for
Yikes.
Azalea. 11. Oh man, you can't make this shit up.
Bro, twin souls, bro. Twin
Oh
souls.
my gosh.
You all will begin to see, hold on one second. You all will begin to see as it begins to slowly, everything around you all begins to slowly shift. That same bit of astral light that you saw at the beginning with the likes of Keeper Raya, it seems to be ever so apparent in this entire room. The ground, the ceilings, the walls themselves begin to slowly change into this astral starlight for a second. Before begins to expand and then almost disappear and vanish. Behind each of Azora and Azalea, you see as, well, not behind them, but actually in front of them, several shadows, several astral figures begin to appear in front of them of varying shapes and sizes and more. Now, Azora or Kane, what you begin to feel is, you feel as if memories are beginning to collide with one. Azalea's memories begin to almost start forming and begin to get mixed up with the likes of Azora's and vice versa. For Azalea, you remember fighting in the likes of a sinkhole against a massive Hydra beast. For Azora, you begin to remember looking out, hiding away into a small mushroom-micronid house away from the ops, the corruption. You look around and about, and eventually these individuals are just kind of staring at one another. Their eyes have completely turned and changed colors and more before every last one of the souls, every last one of these echoes, these astral figures begin to vanish, dissipate, and more. Before something else begins to happen, but hey, Kane, we'll figure out what happens next in the likes of Valley of Dreams on Monday, but it's not Valley of Dreams, so we'll figure that out later. But for now, your sight begins to return towards you here. Your eyes turn back to normal. As for the rest of you, you saw that entire display, but they were just trying to almost staring aimlessly, just blank at one another before breathing, and then being finally able to speak once more.
So did Azalea see it or just Azora?
Both. Both.
Okay. Yeah. So Azalea will say.
Is anything?
Right.
Would anybody else say anything first? Because this was kind of happening. There, you guys are just staring at each other for a second while all this was sort of happening.
No, I think Aster would just stare blankly as well, thinking that this is some kind of thing that they just do. This is normal for them, for sure.
I'm gonna wait to see if anybody else says anything.
It's like, hey, yo, is this normal? No. I hope this is normal, but you kind of are all looking at each other like, you recognize this? No? And like no one's recognizing or saying anything, so it's kind of frightening you a little bit. Riles is looking over like, what the fuck just happened? They're rushing over a little bit, but anything else you guys are saying or doing?
A laugh people culture is a little crazy nowadays. That's it. That's all they'll say.
Would it be possible during this time, and I'm sorry for cutting you off there, Mandy, would it be possible for me to, if Yurik sees it, which he would definitely see it, to do a divine sense on that situation, or some sort of religion check?
Maybe not a religion check, but your divine sense will reveal something. Upon using it. Okay.
Would like to use that, yes, please.
As you begin to do so, the entire area begins to shimmer for a second, and actually, oh boy, yeah, you're about to learn a lot of things about the people in this room. Oh goodness, there are a lot of interesting individuals. Let me make sure Divine Sense does this. Yep.
And just FYI, Sensei, 2 out of 3 of my Divine Sense has been used.
Gotcha. Oh, you would have gotten a long rest if you haven't.
So 1 out of 3 again. Okay.
So you look over. We'll start with Azora and Azalea. You would see as there is still a bit of a divine presence around both of them. For Azora, you'd see as there is majority of a fiendish presence about them, if anything. For the likes of Resnick, you would see as it is a little bit of a celestial presence. You could probably figure this out due to the likes of them being a Teniyama yokai, aka an angelic yokai, as all kitsune are. For the likes of Asteru, however, you would look over towards them and you would get definitely a deathly sort of vibe or sort of outline of them for a moment before it begins to slowly fade and get taken from your own sights.
Yurig will clock that, avoid any conversation other than, because it's just Voden stuff. We're saying about our mission. If the hat goes back on his head.
So once it all ends, you see Azora say, as her vision goes back to normal, she should say, that was something quite unexpected. There's a strange aura I get from you, one that seemed all too familiar And as she continues, Azalea stops her and says, "Well, it is a bond, sort of like a string between one another. It felt like something that develops between apprentice and master when one truly understands each other. It is developed over time through the weave." And you see Zora just shakes her head, not truly understanding, and she says, "Well, this is something I'll have to figure out another time. Unfortunately, time is of the essence." And she looks a bit flustered, but she shakes her head out of it, and she sits down in the chair, and she says, "Well, uh, as some of you may know, the situation we require you for is a bit different than, well, what some of you may be used to. Unlike those who were sent on the mission to capture sheep," and she looks at Yurik and Resnick. "I'm not sure how else you are at bringing creatures back safely. But if you are as good as you say, Spark, and you're able to speak to animals, then this should go smoothly. There is a fiery lizard-like creature with an orange mark on their paw. Riles will provide you the location for your map. You are to find this creature and safely return it to the Mushroom Kingdom. If you have an ability to speak with the creature, ensure that they understand that we mean them no harm. And if you have high skill in handling animals, be sure to make them feel comfortable and safe. Upon completion of this, you shall be rewarded with 200 gold for bringing the animal back safely, and 300 if, once brought back, one of you speak to them and for translation purposes for myself, as well as a knight's assistance in handling another matter for one of you. Is that clear for everyone?"
Spark raises their little hand and just waits.
And she looks at you, gesturing towards you.
Oh, why are we finding the lizard? Are they lost? Did they escape? What happened?
You see, Azora lifts her left hand up, and yep, and on it you see a purple square, and she says to you, "There's a term we use here called Soulbound. The individuals with these marks are bound together. The one with this fiery lizard creature has such a mark that is different but connected to us all the same. We are trying to bring it here so that way we may figure out how we are connected."
Oh, so it's like bringing them home, kinda.
Yes, in a way. For And she starts to think to herself, and she says, "Well, at least to try to understand and piece together what these marks mean, it is best we at least have the whole. Whether or not this is the last mark that we are unaware of, well, that remains to be seen. Any other questions?"
I have one if you don't mind.
You may speak.
Should we expect this creature to be openly hostile when we find it, or would it be rather docile?
This is not a question, unfortunately, I am able to answer, as we have yet to even see the creature ourselves. However, we are aware of yet another creature in the Asia Taiga, the Snow Valley, with our sister group. Their creature appears to be quite friendly. Hopefully this one is the same. But again, we've never met it ourselves.
I hope it goes smooth, but don't prepare for it. I understand.
Voden is a very dangerous place. This is something you will come to find out quite quickly out here in the forest and jungles. For those who've traversed it and battled there, I'm sure you'll know and you'll understand how dangerous this place is. Are there any other questions?
Do you mind just repeating the two rules for the folks here?
Of course. I was going to say that upon completion as you are leaving the village, but do understand, so long as you're in the borders of the kingdom, there are but only two rules. Rule number 1 is do not fuck up. And rule number 2 is if you need further clarification upon rule number 1, you're already fucking up.
Oh. Okay.
Are there any other questions? Hearing none, this is a good sign. This one should not be that complicated. Get in, get out. If you see the ops, which the others can explain to you who the ops are, if they are in a small group, you may dispatch them if you like. But if it's a large group, avoid them at all costs, or we may lose any knowledge upon you if you are killed by the ops. If you see any member of the Zhao dynasty, know that they have a truce with us, but that does not mean that truce is with you all. If they
decide
Oop.
you are
Your
trying
mic's
to do.
your mic's just switched out or whatever.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay. If you decide to engage with them, eliminate every single last one of them. Do not let any of them escape, or do not let any of them call for backup. The Zhao dynasty is like cockroaches. Yeah, that's one go, many more come, and then the knights will have to dispose of them. This is not something we want to do so long as the truce is in place. Other than that, the water here. If you approach it, if you put a single bit of your body into it, it will take you, or you'll be stuck there. If you're in water, just imagine yourself where you would like to be on the other side, and the water will take you there. This is only something very unique to the valley.
What?
Other than that, oh good.
Spark just kind of cuts in and is like, what if I want to drink water?
We do have drinkable water.
Stuff here is weird. Okay.
Oh, here's Riles just says, very, very weird.
Yes. Well, that should be the dangers. If you run into the creatures of the night, those are creatures you must also make sure you kill them and burn the bodies if you run into any night creatures. Other than that, good luck and safe travels out there. And she stands up and then she says, oh, and if you find any materials or mana crystals or anything of that nature, be sure to bring it back. It will certainly win you favor with the rest of the knights, as well as the kingdom as a whole. As you can see, we're working hard to build this kingdom to be as beautiful as ever. And she gestures you all to get out, unless anyone has any questions.
Spark is the first person out the door.
It just sprints. No, I'm kidding.
Pretty, just short of sprinting. Just like, okay, scary lady, goodbye.
Oh no. Oh man. As you begin
Doesn't
to
say that, but is thinking.
yeah. As you begin to do so, oh god, I can only imagine when you meet Ambrose's character.
Oh no.
Good lord. It's like, hey,
Spark
you
is
meet
just
the
a
scary
pure
quest
little
giver?
bean.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you meet the scary quest giver too? Yeah, which one? Oh, man.
Which one? They're all scary.
With that, Riles will follow each and every one of you out, and as you do, you'll begin to say you begin to hear them saying, well, you all have your task. And with that, adventurers here, this is the location where we think that this creature may be. They kind of hand it towards you all, but pretty much for anybody to like sort of pick it up if they, or like the notes and all that stuff if they want.
I'll grab it.
Enough.
Just walk up.
After the notes are passed through, just in character, but I'm not gonna role play it. Yurig will kind of eye Resnick and be like, "We got to tell them," and will offer information to Rouse that the Bloody Moose situation is a little bit worse than what they mentioned, and they will explain that there were dead bodies of the Zhao dynasty that they had found before meeting up with the Moose. That we will take care of it and then leave the village with the rest of our new companions.
Got it. For the sake of brevity, you kind of exchange that bit of information and more. You'll see as Rouse will nod and begin to head back in to start informing Azora of... get ready to start informing Azora of that sort of thing. With that, Rouse will look over. If there's no other questions, then... farewell and good luck. When you're done and you've gotten the individual, report back. With that, if there is nothing anyone else needs to do, then, adventurers, you all begin to head off a little bit further off to the side, outside of the village and more, before eventually you'll see as something is approaching and approaching rapidly, right before you kind of exit out and leave the village. Everyone make a perception check. 15, 16, 16, 15. Ooh, we got eyes.
Perceptive.
We got eyes. Yeah, that'll be all of you. You all begin to notice as a bit of sort of heavy breathing, and you look over as something is flying off, just buzzing and zipping through each and every one of these mushroom individuals. You'll see and hear as they begin to say, "Oh, sorry, Philo. I didn't mean to bump into you. Sorry. Oh God. I just gotta really hurry up and you'll see as the small builder spirit begins to slowly start forming and flying on over towards you all before they begin to just salute to each and every one of you and say, "Hey, sorry, on this on short notice, I'm really late. Oh my gosh, everything is sort of going terrible and wrong. It's been a bad day. Everything is going crazy. We're gonna have to go through revisions. But here, Azalea, a couple of the builder spirits, they really appreciate you, and they want to give you this sort of thing as a token of our appreciation. Sorry again, but hey everybody, I'm Bill Roy, Senior Builder Spirit. I'm just really stressed, guys. I'm sorry."
Spark salutes back.
As you do.
I'm Spark.
As you do, you see as they kind of they nod towards the salute. Nice to meet you, Spark. Nice to meet you. Go ahead, Azalea.
So you said he gave her what?
A token of her appreciation. They will look over and they will sort of rush over, pat you on the shoulder, and with that, you get inspiration from chat. Now to explain it a little bit, yeah. So basically the way it works is, in the actual lore of the universe and world, these little spirits, these individuals, are actually chat. They help out build a whole bunch of things and either give out resources, give inspiration points, and more to the likes of you guys. To help you out in your own adventures. There's actual lore and a whole bunch of mysteries and secrets with these guys, so they're not just an actual, just random sort of thing. But, yeah. So that's kind of just how we do inspiration over here. But, as this sort of is said and done, you'll see as Bill Roy, the Senior Builder Spirit, will look over and kind of... sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you for your adventure. It was nice meeting you, Spark, and, they kind of look over and they're stuttering, looking over at you, Aster.
Oh, Aster Rose, fine.
Pleasure to meet you. I'll be seeing you. Bye! Ugh, and you'll see as they begin to just rush over, just sprinting off unless anybody wants to say anything to them before they leave.
Bye, we're friends now.
Best of friends, bye! And then they just start screaming, all right, you sacks of shit, it's time to get it together! They're just going off, and you just see them screaming at a bunch of other builder spirits. It's a time. It is a time. They're trying to reconstruct the village. It's real bad. It's real bad. But
Spark looks very happy.
I love them so much.
with that, return over, and eventually after a bit of travel. Now, Resnick, you are, I assume you're leading the way, right?
I'll be leading the way.
Make a survival check. You have advantage because you are ranger. You don't even need the advantage. That's a natural 20. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, Resnick, actually, could you, as you're heading over towards this this autumn forest off to the side, describe exactly kind of what they're sort of doing as they're looking through the environment, making sure that they're leading the way for their party.
There was the notes that we got earlier, so he would be checking through that. And probably checking through the notes, checking the terrain, and making sure that they're on the right track. I'll probably every once in a while he'd be asking everybody else in the group that if this location is correct. They think and double checking.
Which direction are we headed? Are we opposite of the moose?
You guys would be. Let me make sure. Yeah, you'd be heading in a completely different direction of the moose.
Okay.
Opposite moose.
All right. So, as you all begin to continue traveling, eventually you see as the nature of the forest exterior begins to change. You see less and less mushrooms and more of typical wildlife that you could kind of expect from the valley. You notice as there are beautiful orange, yellow, and red colors amongst the trees and the leaves as they slowly drift and fall to the ground. And as they begin to do so, you look over and you find a massive, massive cliffside up ahead. It seems to be that that is your location direction, but it seems to be that there's going to be a little bit of a travel, a little bit of a foresty path blocking your way for the time being. This, what you all see. Oop, I did not mean to rotate all your characters. There you go.
What thought they?
As you, Resnick, are kind of leading the way, you look around and about, and as you begin to, all of you kind of look over to find the massive cliffside. It seems to be that you're making good pace with the likes of your travel, no sort of hitches along the way, but it's a little bit strange or off. Not entirely sure how, or you're not entirely sure if you can put your finger on it, but it's quiet. A little bit too quiet in the likes of this forest. Regardless, it is peaceful nonetheless. With that, adventurers, what would you like to say or do on your way there?
Are there any animals around?
You look around, and there's a couple. There's actually a handful of birds and more just sort of scattered about, kind of sweeting up, and also sort of perched up in the likes of the branches and more. But actually, make a perception check for me, Spark.
Okay.
14. So you would look over, and you'd see as there's a bit of like a typical sort of wildlife, but one thing that you would notice is, as you get, or just lean in a little bit closer to kind of realize what's going on, there are birds, but there's also a handful of them that don't seem normal. Not coated with the astral light or anything like that, but they're not made of feather and flesh. They seem to be made out of metal and steel constructs, looking very, very similar to birds, but not exactly. You see as they walk, they begin to sort of fly off, and they chirp similar to other birds, and they're mingling with the rest of them, but their exterior, their appearance is completely different from a normal one. Not entirely sure what that's all about, though.
This gives Spark the heebie-jeebies. And they point it out. And they say, are robot birds a thing here? 'Cause they're kind of everywhere.
Robot birds?
Yeah, they're not real birds. See, look. Spark will point it out to Resnick.
Yeah, you guys can see it once Spark pokes it out.
Yes, we've seen in our time here animals with cold exteriors, untouched by the weave.
That's not right.
First the water and now the birds.
Yes.
Must be working for someone.
I don't like the
Well-
thought of that.
And she'll look over at Resnick. Are you sure this is the way? I'm confident in your abilities. However, I'm just confirming.
Takes a look at the rest of the notes. Double checks. Triple checks. I am in the right direction. No, this is it.
She looks at you. And she nods and she keeps moving forward.
At this point, Resnick, you're pretty confident that you just have to get past this sort of forest, a little bit of past the sort of cliffside, and you'll pretty much be in that general central area. But looking around and about, you're in the general vicinity of where the creature was kind of talked about. If you're not entirely sure if you see any signs of a flaming lizard anywhere, though. One thing that you do potentially notice, well, you all begin to feel strangely cold for some reason. Some of you begin to almost shiver for a second. You look around and about, and it's almost like a wispy sort of mist of some sorts pass by you. You all looking about, any sort of breath that you sort of take, any sort of speech, you can actually see how cold it is through the likes of your own breath and more. However, it's not a clear coloring to it. It seems to be this strange purplish tint, greenish hue at some times and occasions, almost as if it's a poisonous mist. Looking around and about, and you
Question.
see as well these things begin to slowly start forming. But go ahead, Yurik. What's up?
Would this be something that we saw in that place with the moose? Resnick and I?
You not so much. Azalea, yes, and it's more of the coloring
so
you
it-
all saw, but Azalea,
This-
you saw this before for sure.
Wait, when we saw the ops,
Yep, yes it is.
Azalea would say, she was like stopping her tracks and say, the dark side of the weave is strong here. And she'll look out, like she stops talking as she like looks outwards, in the forest, eyes darting around to see what she could see, and she'll say, the ops, they approach ever close. I can sense their presence.
Do you have any places nearby to hide? Don't know how many, but with this kind of mist coming out, I think they'll just overtake us. Feel mighty comfortable right now. He'll take out his maul just to get himself ready.
Alright, as you begin to take out the likes of your maul, you ready yourself. What is everybody else doing? Music here?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, seeing people preparing for some kind of scuffle, I think I would like to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Got it. As you cast Mage Armor, well, first, let's help you out to do so. So, Aster, here's what you're going to do. You're going to double-click on your token. Bam!
Yes.
And then you are going to go over to your spellbook. Hit that tab. And you are going to hit the Mage Armor icon. Not the name, but the icon. Alright, so that'll mark off the spell slot, but I'll have to change your AC manually. So, it is 16 now.
Awesome, thank you.
Alright, as this happens, you notice as the arcane armor begins to slowly form over you, protecting you from any sort of harm in the future. With that, what are the rest of you all doing?
Isaiah would say, well, perhaps it's best we move towards the ridge. Up there,
Or most of the thing
at least we can see. Down here, well, the forest is quite thick.
Hold on 1 second. Bardbot's being a stupid. Dance again. So let me that. And if it works, then dope. Doesn't, then that's fine. I will give you the okay. That one more time.
Fight the bot, perhaps.
There you go. Alright, fix itself. That. Sorry about that. So, what are the rest of you doing?
I would like to expend one of my wild shape uses and summon my wildfire spirit.
And what does your
Buddy.
wildfire spirit look like?
It is a tiny little fox that looks like it's made of flame.
Nice.
It's a fire fox, get it?
Oh my god, it's
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Okay.
Jesus. Up there with Matt when it comes to the puns. I will see if I can find yeah, this will work for
I wanted to warn you ahead of time, but I didn't want to spoil the joke.
oh my god. Jesus.
Just a
All right,
token
I got
with the
this.
Firefox logo.
This ain't what I'm looking for, but
Yeah.
we'll deal with it for now. We'll deal with it for now until I get a.
Okay.
I got a little special surprise for you in a second. Hold on. But in the meantime, we're using that. As you begin to
Spark-
summon the Firefox, go ahead.
Spark just shakes the lantern a little bit and taps on it and says, "Okay, it's time to come out." And from the lantern becomes unlit as the flame in the lantern comes out and forms into this fox.
Easy enough. As you do so, you all look over and you see and begin to hear a strange cacophony of voices. Everyone, make a perception check for me.
I see everything.
19.
I see
Nice.
nothing.
Oh no.
Sorry about that.
Hey.
What?
Nice.
All right, there we go. And just because you made me do this, boom.
Yeah!
Oh,
That's what I
man.
was wanting.
There we go. Production value. So, as you all are looking around, Resnick, nice, with a natural 20 for 27 and 19 from Spark, you two would be the first ones to be able to see this as one thing. Spark, you pick up on this. Actually, I'd probably say Resnick, you pick on what's up ahead, and Spark, you pick up on what's behind. Resnick, you look over and you see as there are several corpses in the likes of this forest, the more you kind of look about. They didn't seem necessarily apparent beforehand, as you see as they're apparating out of this astral light. Looking around towards them, you see as they have a couple of, or these corpses have a couple of things on them, such as bits of clothing, bits of armor, nothing too crazy, but one thing that you would notice is that there's some of these like sort of almost bandanas wrapped around them, about their sort of foreheads, some around their mouths and more. They seem to have been trying to protect themselves from something, but you're not entirely sure what. And you're not also entirely sure what this mist is kind of capable of. Regardless, we look over to Spark of Opal. Spark, you begin to hear first, before everyone else, those strange voices by the dozen, all sort of speaking in kind of this raspy unison voice. You hear shambling and the stepping upon branches and leaves as they crack beneath their feet. You listen in from afar, and you just hear, well, you hear this. That is what you hear.
Don't like it.
That was a good time to run. I don't think we'll be able to look after these folks.
Nope, high ground.
Okay.
Let's get it moving.
Go.
With that, are you guys, so you guys are trying to take the high ground. Are you guys trying to climb up these trees?
I think we were going with Azalea's idea of going towards the cliff face. Is that right?
Alright. What are you guys doing?
My master always told me, if you have the high ground, don't try it. For those below, no.
Oh my
But,
goodness.
But yeah, she definitely would. I mean, she's just tossing that out as advice that probably is best to get high ground rather than down here in the thicket.
Let's rise above then, shall we? I also had a master at some point. Lead on, Macduff. Resnick, sorry.
With that, you guys move your characters. The map is live. You begin to start. Are any of you stealthing, or are you just kind of rushing past? Which one? Slow pace or fast pace?
Is there any stealth?
Stealth. I would say stealth too.
All right. If you guys are
I can
stealthing,
sure
make stealth
attempt
checks.
it.
If you guys are doing anything else, go for it.
If I scoop
will
up my
try.
fire spirit, can I stealth? Kind of hide them.
One more time, and then I got you, Aster. Say that again, Mandy.
If I like scoop up my little fire spirit and kind of hide them, like
Yeah.
stuff them in my hat or something, or in my floof. Can
Yeah,
I
you could easily
stealth?
do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you kind of like scoop them up and to place them inside of your hat to try to like keep them from causing a little bit of more light and distraction. As you're doing that,
Yeah.
you can make your stealth check. Go ahead, Aster.
Oh, I was just saying I was gonna look for my stealth roll. Nothing. Character.
Okay. Easy peasy. As you all do so, you begin to start moving ahead. You guys can move your tokens a little bit forward, trying to stealth as much as you possibly can. It's an average roll, so you all believe yourselves to be stealthy, but you're not entirely sure whether this will be enough. As you continue on, missing one stealth roll. Yurig, are you stealthing or no?
He will wait until everybody else goes, and he's gonna see how noisy he's gonna make.
All right.
He knows
easy
he's in
peasy.
dangerous. He knows he's in dangerous ground, but he's a little bit.
Easy enough. As you begin to do so, you watch as each and every one of your party members begin to slink into the shadows, hiding between the trees and using the foliage for cover. As they begin to do so, Yurik, you look over off to the side and you see as a shambling individual, one that you haven't necessarily seen before. Their bones are sort of cracked, dislocated, and more. Their head is kind of twitching off to the side as you think that you can see a face where it would be, but it is nothingness. It is ripped by an astral tear and more, as you see 1, 2, 3, more and more of the corruption beginning to form, but these are only the ones that you see that are just appearing on the map right this second. Looking past them, there is an army, an armada of them behind. Yurig, are you standing where you are, or are you getting out of here? Choice is yours, my friend. What are you gonna do?
He's gonna try to dart around and move as quickly in as he can through the trees, away from where the party is, but close enough that he can kind of track where they are. He's going to try to hide as much as he can, but he knows he's wearing heavy armor. He's a gold dragonborn with he's not stealthy. That he knows that. Like,
But trying his best, like as much as he can without hindering the party if it does not necessarily work out. So Yurik, make your
Absolutely.
stealth check. I think it should roll disadvantage automatically.
shit. Right.
14. It's not bad. Not bad at all. You begin to, taking the extra bit of precautions, you begin to slink off a little bit away from the party. And as you're able to draw a little bit less attention to yourself, you feel as if you are stealthy enough for the time being. However, as you all are sort of walking off, you guys can keep on moving your characters if you wish. As you look over and more of these individuals begin to start forming left and right. One by one, they begin to follow each other in this sort of hive mind unison, shambling about. I'll move your Firefox token for you as you begin to continue off. Stop right there. As you guys begin to continue traveling about this far, you see as more and more of those little bit of astral sort of smokes, those bits of clouds begin to start forming, and some of you begin to start coughing and hacking for a bit. You inhale a bit of the astral smoke. I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw. Let's explain this, how this works. So, double left click on your character sheet. If you head over to the con portion at the top of it where it says like 13 for some of you, just hit con, and it'll ask for an ability check or a saving throw. Click saving throw and you're good to go. Okay, when I meant good to go, I mean that you guys are failing and you're not good to go.
I have a question, Mr. Sensei.
Yes.
As a reborn, I don't need to breathe. Does that give me any kind of advantage on this?
Yes, I believe so. Hold on, let me make sure. I believe you are unaffected by it entirely. Make sure. You don't need to breathe. Yep, you are unaffected by it.
If it also helps, I have an advantage in resistance to poisons. I don't know what this mist is, but if that
For
helps
this
at all.
specifically, a typical sort of poisonous mist would, yes, you would need to make a saving throw. You just have advantage. But for this specific sort of strange nature of the mist, you are strangely fine.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
You got it. As this is sort of happening, though you are fine, the same story is not really the case for everyone else. You look over at Azalea, Resnick, Spark, and you can even hear a little bit of Yurig off to the side, coughing up a storm for a second, as you all take the likes of... Oof, this is not good. Oh, that is not good. Oh, no. That is not good for a lot of you. You take 8 points of poison damage. Aster, you're fine, but oof, the other bit of you guys are not doing so hot. All right, I will mark down your... tokens and more.
As Aster begins to see everyone coughing and hacking, I reckon we should probably evacuate as quick as we can. I don't know if hiding is much more important than running at this point.
You look over, and as this is sort of happening, and I need to make a decision quick, you look off to the side and you hear massive sort of thuds into the ground as you begin to sort of hear, approaching even closer, as you look to see massive, almost bulbous individuals beginning to not necessarily sprint, but they're charging almost left and through the likes of the entire forest, tearing through the trees, tearing and destroying, deteriorating, corrupting all of the leaves about until nothing remains in its path. As they're doing so, you guys, if you're going to want to decide on something, you're going to need to decide on something fast, as they're making their way not exactly towards you, but roughly in your direction.
Get the hell out of there.
Get the hell out of there, and probably at this point up the cliff face.
Does the cliff face look climbable?
It looks climbable, but it's going to
possible?
be a decent climb for you guys, so.
Okay. I don't even know if we're running that way.
I mean, we have to go. Like, we don't have time.
We gotta.
We're coming closer. Let's go.
I think just climbing is all we can do.
Cause distraction if we
go, everybody, come along.
Go ahead, and one more time.
If they get too close to the party, I will cause a distraction, just for the party out of game as a player. Yurig is not very fast, but he can blow fire if you need him to.
That being said,
I'll be the emergency protocol.
That being said, keep it in mind, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, just to make things quicker for everyone else, could I give advantage to? I'm sorry, I gotta look at your name. Quick, Azalea. I would like to put my hands propped up so I can give them a boost up.
Easy enough. You can do that to give them advantage. You begin to see as more and more of the bits of the corruption, they're actually getting closer and closer. And Yurik, as you're kind of waiting for everybody to kind of go, get up the likes of this cliffside, they're getting ever closer, and you're wondering if you're going to have to do that sort of thing that you mentioned before or not. Regardless, let's start us off. If you're climbing up, Azalea, are you climbing up?
Bro, I mean, yeah.
All right, make a athletics check with advantage. Spark and Resnick, are you climbing up?
Yeah, I'm gonna help Spark up because I know I'm gonna have your
Actually-
shit probably climbing.
Spark, you can just fly up if you want.
No muscles on this little. Yeah, can I? Is it low enough that I can fly all the way up?
You can start flying all the way up, but that won't help the likes of your party if you get up.
No.
So it's up to you on what you want to do in this sort of case and scenario, though.
Okay. I wasn't sure how the flying mechanic worked for this particular kind of creature. So yeah, if I can fly up, then I'll fly up.
You got it. As you begin to start flying and hovering up,
I'm
Aster,
keeping an eye on them.
just keeping an eye on the party or the corruption from afar.
All of the things.
You got it. Just in case. All right, Azalea, you made it with advantage. 14, not bad, not bad. With the help of Asteru, you're able to start the climb and begin to start scaling the likes of this cliffside. You're about halfway there, but it's going to be a little bit more oomph and a little bit more effort to get all the way to the top. Resnick, what about you? Are you going up there? If so, make an athletics check.
I will try and get up there.
If he needs a boost, if he needs a boost, Yurik will help him by giving him aid.
Sure thing. Resnick, you try to scramble up for a bit, but you begin to lose a bit of your footing. Yurik rushes off to the side to try to give you a boost. One more time, make an athletics check. For you, Resnick. Ooh, a 5. You guys are kind of looking over and you're trying to go as fast as you possibly can, but you're a little bit looking behind you, looking towards the corruption as they're getting faster and faster and faster, closer and closer. You're not able to focus. You're not able to, focus on the task at hand. With that, Asteru, what are you doing? We're just gonna keep going through the list.
I don't think we have time to run that way, and that's the way we came. All right, I'm gonna start making myself go up. I'm gonna climb.
All right, make an athletics check. You see as this individual is rushing through, a bit of the trees are beginning to actually drop down, and you see as almost one of them is getting ready to topple over. Go for it, Asteroot. Oh, this is unlucky. This is a 5.
Just to help, I'm gonna use my knowledge from a past life to roll a d6, if that helps at all.
It might. Roll a d6, so you're gonna go to the bottom portion of your screen. You'll see a little d6 looking thing. Click on that and hit roll. 10 is a lot better than 5. With that, Asteru, you begin to start climbing up the likes of this cliffside. You're getting up to the point where Azalea is a little bit beforehand. Spark, you look over and you see as Resnick and Yurik are kind of struggling to get up. The corruption is getting closer and closer, and if something doesn't happen and soon, you're gonna be... It's not going to be pretty, to say the least. Spark, are you trying to do anything to assist them, or what you
Yeah,
got?
I wanna like, I don't know, maybe hover over Resnick and like hold out my staff so he can grab onto it.
As you begin to do so, you hover over them and try to extend the staff to pull them up. Let's see if you guys can do it. All right. Spark of Opal, you give advantage to Resnick one more time with feeling. Resnick, you climb up trying to grab the staff with a 17. One more time because you have advantage. 7 will take the 17. You begin with a bit of teamwork. You're able to start climbing up the likes of this thing, hoisting yourself up to the rocks and getting off to the side. Spark, you look down at Yurik, and it seems to be that they are almost to the point of being surrounded before you look over, and this massive, bulbous individual with a skull-like face, bits of astral nature, begins to look directly over towards you all and begins to just scream. It echoes across the entirety of the forest. The birds from before begin to slowly start flying out, the robotic ones as well, as they begin to form almost a miniature storm around you. With that, You see as all of the corruption begins to slowly click and turn their head directly towards you, and you have their attention. Before that is the case, you have a choice. You can either try to rush up and try to get up there now, or you can try to do something else. Choice is yours. You have the opportunity to be able to escape, but what you got for us?
Yurik will go. Will look up at his companions. There is no time. Keep going. And he will make an athletics check to kind of... I'm presuming both Resnick and Spark are smaller than he is. And so he's going to basically use his massive weight and size to push them up with his maul while he clambers on as well. So he's doing double time. He wants to boost them up as well as boost himself up.
You got it, Yurik. All right, so there's going to be 2 athletics checks. Let's start with the first one for yourself. Athletics. 18, that's pretty good. You're able to get yourself at least up to a position where you're starting to make the climb. Now, let's make another athletics check to see for the others and trying to help them out. 16, not bad. As you begin to use them all to push them up, you're not able to get as far as you're focusing on other people and not necessarily yourself, but that's going to maybe be the difference maker when it comes to this check in a second. You look over and you see as all the bits of the corruption are getting ready to form and turn their ugly heads towards them. You see as fire, you see as cold-ish energy begins to form from all of them as they begin to get ready to launch and fire it towards you. Each and every one of them begins to strike directly into the wall. Bits of the stone begins to slowly burn over. Other bits begin to freeze over, almost preventing a little bit of your travel upwards. Spark, now you're perfectly fine, but Azalea, let's see what you can do when it comes to climbing in the rest of this mountain. Athletics check, or if you want to do something else, perfectly fine. 17. All right, with a 17, how does Azalea get up to the top part of this mountain?
Sis is struggling. Like this is not sis. She's over here just taking her sweet time, just focused on getting up. She's controlling her breathing as to using a bit of her abilities to cast like the cantrip gust a bit to keep some of the smoke from getting into her lungs as she moves upwards.
As you begin to do so, you try to climb and climb and climb, and eventually you finally get to the very top, but you look down and your allies haven't necessarily reached it just yet. But we'll see if they're able to do so in just a moment. All right, Asteru, what are you doing? Are you trying to climb up, or are you doing anything beforehand to try to help anybody out? Your choice.
Could I do both?
Well, it depends. Let me see, or what are you trying to do then?
Fast. I don't think I have the strength to support anyone else. I'd like to keep an eye on the big guy in case he charges. I'd like to maybe prepare a frostbite or a chill touch just to knock him off of his game. I don't know how mentally stable these guys are, but maybe that'll help.
Fair enough. That being said, I'll tell you what. You're getting ready to sort of aim it. I got an idea. Here's what I'm going to want you to do, and I can actually tell you how to do this. All right. So, Aster, you're going to click on your character sheet. You're going to go to your spell book, and you're saying chill touch. So just click on the chill touch icon and roll for that. We're going to keep that as the DC. 21 and 8 points of damage. All right, we'll see what happens in a bit. As you're sort of holding the spell, you're trying to look off to the side and climb up a little bit while conjuring it and muttering the incantations and words. Resnick, we look over towards you. What are you doing?
Still trying to get out of here. I'm holding on to Sparks' staff, so.
All right, Spark, you still helping him out, trying to get to the top?
Yeah, Spark is flapping their wings super hard.
All right, let's see. Spark, you give advantage to Resnick. One more time, Resnick. This is an athletics check. 9, one more because the advantage. Ooh, that's a 1.
Oh, come on.
All right, change your dice color. It's time.
That said, Azalea, you do, or Nate, do you have inspiration? No, you used inspiration last session. So, Azalea, you can use your inspiration from earlier. The choice is yours, but it's not looking too good for your companions. Oh boy, no
Question,
shade.
Sensei. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Do we get DM's inspiration from our journal entries?
Yes, you do. So if you did write a journal entry, you do get DM's inspiration. So for a reroll.
It's back to you, Senor Lucian.
Go ahead, King.
Well, Resident, are you going to use your DM inspiration?
Do I have? I think I had any. I didn't have any journals up there, so I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, you wouldn't have it.
Yeah,
all right,
I'm out.
cool. So you see her lean, like over the cliff here, and she reaches her hand out to try to use gust to like pull you towards her. And yeah, and in doing that, you'll get a reroll as she's trying to use the weave to pull you before you slip.
You'd also begin to look over and see as you get your advantage off to the side, Resnick. One more roll in athletics with advantage. You'll see as another individual, Bilroy, will begin to slowly form, begin to say, I'm not going to summon their token, but they'll begin to look over towards you, Spark. I begin to say, that's a lot of the starry ones. Best of luck. I wouldn't want to be you right now. Sorry, I gotta get going. But here, they want to give you this. Bye. And they just sort of high five you, Spark, if you accept it, and they just get the fuck out and fly away.
Bye, friend. Thank
Bye.
No way, come back.
A 6 and a 2. Resnick, as you are trying to climb up, it's not necessarily working out. You look over and you see as the bits of the corruption are getting ready to strike out towards you. And with that, they're going to send a firebolt directly towards your back. D20 plus 5. Oh, let's hope for the best. Jesus Christ!
Come on! Please,
What is
come
this?
on!
What is this?
Okay, well, they're
No.
telling a story.
Oh, the dice are telling a
fine,
story. I don't know
whatever.
what this shit is, man. I don't know. All right, is anybody stopping it with a reel on my dice DM's inspiration?
Is that what I just got?
You got player's inspiration. So player's inspiration is a
Okay.
little different. It's more you can re-roll any of your dice or any of your allies. DM's inspiration, you can
Got it.
roll any of the dice.
Okay, understood.
Because I'm right there, and I would have been prepared for what would have happened. Would it be possible for me to use my maul and try to kind of block some of that fire?
I'll tell you what, I'll say yes, but if you fail, you're going to end up falling down into the legs of the corruption. You want to try
Oh
it?
God. Oh bunga.
Cowabunga it is. All right. We're going to set the DC at... We're going to set it at 14. Uric, make an athletics check for me. All or nothing. 21. As you begin to do so, you look over and you see that the firebolt is getting ready to sear across the sky and strike directly into Resnick. You look over and you see it just in the nick of time. Using the legs of your maul, you're able to deflect a little bit of the damage and begin to send it flying off. And with that, that will turn it not from a crit, but into a normal attack. Resnick, as let's see exactly how much you will be taking.
Oh.
4 points of damage. A lot better than 8, which would have killed you. Oh boy, level 1 gameplay. It is rough. That said, Resnick, as you're kind of climbing up to the side, you're able to get up a little bit with Uric being able to sort of become a martyr for a second. And with that, you're able to get up to the likes of Azalea and get the hell up out of here. Astaru, as you're sort of getting ready to fire off a couple of the sort of chill touch bolt with that 21 from earlier, you can give Uric advantage on the likes of your or their next athletics checks as you're covering them with covering fire from above.
I would love to do that. Yes.
Heck yeah. As you do, describe what the and while you're making your athletics check with advantage, can you please describe what these chill touch bolts look like as you're firing them off?
Yes. So as a follower of Sari, I think is the deity's name.
Oh my gosh, if I tell Max, they're going to freak out.
As part of their
Sari.
spell component, they kiss the
Let's
palm
see.
of their hand, leaving a purple glowing lipstick stain, and they'll blow it in the direction of the creature as a bolt of purple necrotic energy sails through the air.
Hell yeah. With that, love is in the air as you fire it off from the goddess of love themselves. And with that, you keep providing the covering fire. Uric, that's enough? Yeah, that is enough to be able to continue scaling up the mountain. And with that, you're able to get up to the top. Spark, you're able to just fly on up. You're easy to go, or you're good to go. And Astaru, last sort of thing. You look over, you're the last one getting ready to climb up. Make your final athletics check. Is anybody helping them out?
Yes.
You got it. All right, make it with advantage.
I just hold out my staff because I'm not good at
Is there
anything
a,
else.
do I just roll twice, or is there a button for advantage?
So you can do a button. So when you hit the check, hold the Alt key on your keyboard and then click it.
Ah.
Ugh. It's not too good.
If it feels like I'm starting to slip, I think I'll use my last check for past life to.
You probably,
roll
yeah,
a
you're
D6.
getting ready to kind of slip. Yeah, Spark of Opal, it seems to be that their strength is kind of fading. Ooh. It's fading, but you leap with one final bit of strength. Both of you kind of just pulling each other up. And with that, Astaru, you jump onto the legs of the cliffside and the edge. Immediately, some of your allies begin to pull you back up. And with that, you see as the corruption is looking over towards you, and they all begin to chant out in unison as some of them are actually climbing the rocks or at this point in time, saying, "Join us! Join our tribe!" And with that, you guys are free to go wherever you please. The direction where you guys are headed for this, where this individual is located at, is over here. You guys heading there, or are you staying to enjoy the show?
I would like to leave.
Move along.
I would like to do a leave right now.
One
I would
beam,
like to-
please.
I would like to use my bonus action to leave. So, you
Action
guys...
to cry, bonus to leave.
Exactly.
Who is in bad need of healing right now?
So,
Oh, me. I do. So bad.
I'm gonna do a thing while we're walking, or are we running, or are we just walking away?
I assume you're running, because these things are climbing up the rocks
okay.
right now.
Oh yeah, no,
Run, let's
okay,
go.
we're running.
Emotionless jog it is.
Can I run and heal at the same time? I don't know.
Yeah, you can. You can.
Okay,
Yeah.
Azalea was real curious about this cave back here.
You better mark that down for another time, because it's time to go.
I'm gonna do a cure wounds on Resnick. I'm just gonna I'm gonna up and tap him on the shoulder and do cure wounds.
You got it.
How do I do that in here? I'm sorry.
Nope, you're good. Because again, that's what I'm just describing or explaining stuff like kind of as you go. So to cast spells on other people or to target enemies and all that sort of stuff or allies, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna hover over Resnick. You're going to hit the T key over their character token. You'll see as they'll come with a little targeting little thing, little arrows looking over them. Let me know if you see that.
You said it was the T key?
Yep.
I'm not seeing anything.
I think you got
Maybe
it.
I'm just not. Oh, okay, I see.
You see it? All right, cool.
Yeah.
That means you have them targeted and all that stuff. Now you're gonna double click on your character. You're gonna open up your spell book. You're gonna go to Cure Wounds, and you're gonna hit the icon, and it will play a little cool spell animation as well when you do it. Oop. Ooh, nice, max healing. And with that, you're able to rush over, tap Resnick off to the side, and you're able to heal them up from 4 health to a big 14.
Secondary question for my wildfire spirit that I summoned earlier. Do I do the same thing to have it mark off, or should I just keep in mind that I only have 1 use of wild shape left?
I can mark it off for you.
Okay, thank you.
Do one thing out of wild shape. Awesome. All right.
Yeah, I tried to click it earlier and it didn't do anything.
All good. All right, so as you all begin to rush over, eventually one by one, you leave the legs of the corruption as they begin to continue climbing and scaling up this mountain. You all are way faster than them. They're not able to keep up with you in the slightest. But as eventually you do, you all are free from them. And this is what you'll see. But first, let me change the length of this. One second.
That was scary. I think I might cry.
No, Spark is actively crying.
Oh man, I am so sorry, but that is Voden. That is Voden.
How injured are you, Azalea?
Sis got 4 HP in a dream.
You will receive a quick bow of the hat
Go
from
grab your
Urigan.
Firefox token.
He will use Lay on Hands to give you an extra 3 HP. Not
Alright,
much.
So 7 HP in a dream.
Yeah, it's not much. I'm sorry.
Is that
I have
it?
that 4 HP life.
I would like to keep some of my Lay on Hands for in case emergencies, because that's 1 HP.
All right. So you're using lay on hands and make sure. Who are you healing again? Trying to get
I
this thing set
am
up.
healing. Sure. I am healing Azalea for 3 HP.
All right.
Yeah, I already did it.
You already did it. Okay. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
And I'm just
you
marking
saving
it
the other
offline.
one.
I'm saving the last 2,
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right.
just in case.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
It's about Yurig. Do I notice any religious regalia on Yurig?
Well, Yurig, do you? Do you have any?
On the mall, just kind of a band of gold in Draconic is a name and of the deity that they worship.
If you want. Spark of Opal, could you please make a religion check?
Okay. Does the fact that I don't speak Draconic kind of negate that at all?
If it is in Draconic, yes, but you may still learn a bit of information depending on how high you roll anyways.
Okay.
10? It's a little bit base knowledge. It's definitely hard to sort of tell. You're looking at them, their main aesthetic. It's very, very, how you say, their attire, the way they sort of keep themselves is, they very much, you know, how you say, they keep their appearance maintained. Also, the gold amongst their form, you get the sense that it is not for aesthetic purposes only. It has further purpose, further meaning than that. Possibly tied to the deity themselves, but you're not entirely sure which one to kind of, which one it could possibly be.
I'm just going to clock that and take a little mental note. It's good to know there is another healer here.
That. You all look around and about, and you see as you come across more and more of the autumn forest about, and you see as a couple of the leaves are falling, and you do occasionally step on them as you continue on with the likes of this travel. Resnick, you kind of marking and kind of looking around the area. You're pretty sure that the creature is somewhere around here, but you're not entirely sure where before you hear a bit of rustling off to the side. Everyone, make a perception check for me.
Love perception.
Aye, aye.
22! Nice! That is a 12. I got another 12. Not bad, not bad. Good stuff, and a 9. Alright, so between all of you, you begin to feel, Azalea, a little bit of a disturbance for a second. You look around and you're trying to figure out exactly where it's sort of coming from. Look towards the likes of the leaves, and as they're sort of falling down, you look up to kind of where they're leading from, and eventually, Resnick, you look over and you kind of spot something is a little bit towards the north. You see as there is a bit of scorch marks on the ground, a bit of rope and some sort of strange device about. You're not entirely sure exactly what it is from this far, but with you, Aster, and you, or with Spark, same sort of thing that Resnick kind of noticed. But with you, Aster, and Yurig, you look over and above, and you see a creature, something very, 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 very small and tiny, that seems to be sort of struggling and trying to get out of some sort of net that they're caught into that's hanging up above in the tree. It seems to be that they were caught in some sort of trap, a rope trap specifically, that has restrained them entirely. You see as they're kind of, not necessarily cursing, but kind of grunting and trying to get out of here, but something is up. With that 22 for your natural 20, Yurig, you would see as there's a strange glow about the rope itself. It glows with a strange, almost light bluish hue, with a almost how you say, a deathly sort of scent kind of similar to Rue, but not entirely. That
I
said,
will.
you all see. Well, it's yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to see all of them, but you would see a little bit of like a leg kind of sticking out over towards the north. But yeah, go ahead, Yurik. What would you like to do?
Probably clocking also that her comrade there, Aster, probably clocked it in. He'll kind of look backwards towards Aster and then look towards the rest. See something through the trees. Slightly
Yeah,
deathly
poor
on the
little-
trap.
Poor little
Oh.
critter struggling up there. Should we help him out?
Yes.
I think that's a quarry.
Could be.
Spark immediately just walks ahead.
I will
Be
follow
careful,
Spark.
be careful, Spark. There seems to be some sort of deathly thing around that rope. It might be a trap. Careful.
Okay. Gotta help animals in need, you know?
All right. So as you're walking over, you see as the individual or something, whatever it is, you're kind of having a little bit of struggle kind of seeing them through the rope as they're that small. They're kind of trying to claw their way out, but immediately you see as they begin to do so, some bit of like fiery flame begins to almost explode out inside of the rope, and then it just begins to dissipate for a second. How are you guys trying to help this individual or free them?
You see Azale gesture to Spark. You said that you are keen on these types of creatures. What would you suggest?
I have a spell for this. And I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, just so I can talk to the creature first.
Mm-hmm. As you begin to do
Right.
so,
Do I target
cast Speak
myself
with
for that?
Animals? You don't have to cast this sort of thing. I got it. As long as you say you cast Speak with Animals, I can mark it down myself.
Yep.
All good. As you're kind of getting ready to cast the Speak with Animals spell, you just see another sort of flaming explosion. And you see as it begins to soar across the sky and just strikes directly into one of the trees off over to the left here. You notice as it begins to start burning and burning and burning, incinerating the wood, and begins to almost build up a little bit of a small forest fire off to the side here. As you see, well, this is beginning to form. They are not enjoying whatever is happening to them up there. That said, what are you saying?
Oh, hello, we're here to help. Hold on a second.
You see as they're just like, you see and you speak up to them, but they don't seem to be necessarily focused on you. They seem to be almost in a little bit of a not necessarily a frenzy, but more so just trying to just claw out. They're not necessarily focused on anything around them. They look over and you see for a second, they see whatever you are, and they send another firebolt, not directly towards you, but a little bit past you, Spark, and past over towards Yurik, and striking over towards the south, another eruption of flames begins to occur. What are you trying to say, Spark?
I am gonna move closer, and I would like to use Heat Body to get its attention. So I'm gonna open up my wings and flare them, yeah.
Nice. I'll tell you what, I'll give you an animal handling check with advantage.
Heck yeah. Okay, so I hit, what do I hit to do advantage again?
You're going to hit the Alt key, and you're going to hit animal handling. An 8. You see as you're beginning to do so, but they are not necessarily listening. You look over and Yurik, or same thing with you, Aster. More and more of the flames are beginning to billow up and starting to take over more and more of the forest as it's spreading and spreading fast. Spark is going to need a little bit of assistance while they're trying to talk them down.
Can I use my inspiration on the animal handling?
Sure, yes you can. Roll again. So I do a little bit of a custom way when it comes to inspiration on advantage rolls. So whenever you roll inspiration, you get the whole advantage thing over again. So roll twice one more time. 20,
hey, dirty
a
20.
lot better, a lot better. With that, you see as the flames are like beginning to build up again, and they subside for a second. You hear some sort of fighting and grunting, but they're not necessarily sure what is there. You get its attention, you look over towards them, and you see, trapped up above, a strange but adorable creature caught in the rope. And with that, well, I would love to be able to tell or roleplay this character, but they're not my character, and they're not my Auroramon. You see this individual.
Oh my god!
Animus, if you
Little
could
guy.
please join chat. Oh, goodness gracious.
Hello.
The local axolotl. Hello. Hey, how's it going, Animus?
You.
I'm gonna see if I can give you like permissions for Pyro's character sheet. You load up in Foundry?
Yeah.
Sick. I'm gonna try to work something with them and see if I can get that going. But Pyro, as you are up here in the likes of this, or in this sort of rope trap, you look over and you see as a bunch of individuals are surrounding the area, and they seem to be trying to talk to you. You're not able to really understand a couple of them, but you do understand this moth folk person who is trying to communicate a little bit. What would you say, and what would you do?
This small, fiery being trapped in this strange mechanism is starting to like small bouts of flames are spewing out, just like, and I hear this person speaking. Others' words are not really coming to mind, but this one catches the attention. Oh. Ah, who are you?
Hi, you look like you need help. Can I help you?
Are you part of the bad?
The what?
The bad?
I don't think so.
Are you nice?
Yeah.
Help!
Okay, how do I help? Hold on a second. You're
I
setting the
don't
forest on fire, friend. Hold on.
Get me out!
All right. I would like to approach with Firefox.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. Okay, let me go grab the Firefox. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. As they begin to do so, one thing you will notice is Aster, that flames, or those fires off to the side, yeah, they're spreading even further. It's getting bad, and it's getting bad fast.
Do any of you have
I was
water
about
magic?
to ask.
I don't.
I was about to ask if I could possibly use my my frostbite cantrip to put down the fires a little bit.
Yeah, alright. It's not the greatest at all,
I
but
didn't
it will
figure
help.
it was.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana, got you.
Boop.
Oh,
It's a
only
process.
5.
You're doing
Yeah.
it, but it's more of like you make a little, or you're able to cleanse a little bit of fire, and then just 2 more bits of leaves begin to catch fire again. You're gonna need some help and assistance with this, but you're getting through.
Druidcraft is
shout
too
out.
small, right?
Druidcraft may be small by yourself, but with a couple, like you and maybe Aster working together, that would probably help out tremendously. But right now, you're talking to this guy, so
Yeah,
you are
okay.
spread
Aster-
thin.
Oh no.
Esther will shout out, darlings, I think I can hold this off for a little minute, but it ain't gonna be for long.
Okay, I'll make it quick, I promise. I think.
Sorry to interrupt. Just very briefly, while guarding the fire thing. And one quick question. And can Dragonborn inhale fire? Do they have an affinity to it?
It's a great question.
We can fuck around and find out.
Like, I am willing
the
to
fire.
make that Constitution saving throw to make that happen. Well, this is happening. Sorry, that's all,
All
I
right,
wanted.
let's go. So, if that's the case, then if you're going to rush over, you're going to try to inhale the fire. Yeah, I'll just say make a Constitution saving throw. Simple as that. 12. You begin to inhale. You inhale. It's working. And then oh god, you caught up a bit of smoke and you just kind of inhale a leaf and just gets caught in your windpipe. It's a bad time. But It was working for a little bit. Between you and Aster, you're able to get a little bit of it down. But maybe
this.
something's a little bit more effective. Maybe something else.
Oh, we got this. Y'all, we got this. Y'all, I got this.
With that, Resnick and Azalea, are you guys just waiting for Spark to continue the conversation, or are you guys doing something else in the meantime?
Probably should do something about the fire. Nope. There we go. Not sure what I can do here. Don't have spells. It's up in the tree, right? Like I'm. Like
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, my thingy messed up. There we go. So, what are you trying to do?
Oh, pick up the tree.
Hold on. You're roboting.
Damn
Turn
it.
into farmer. D21X.
No.
All good. All good. There you go. Here, we'll come back to you while you get that sort of fixed up. Azalea, anything for you?
She's going to look at the situation and cause she wants to Now I think she's going to see if she could help so I guess give Resnick advantage and help blow this out, or whoever's trying to put out the fire. Using gust.
Alright, as you begin to try to use Gust, you begin to use a bit of the arcane to begin to slowly bring out the flames. Resnick, how are you trying to help out as well?
I was going to say that I looked up at the tree, and because I don't have spells to fix this other than like trying to grab another branch. I can't help here.
Well, time to get creative. I mean, help it and trying to pat out a little bit as much as you can. It does help, but it's not. We'll see. That said, Azalea, make a Arcana check for me, please. Yeah. DC is significantly lower because of the Gust spell. With that, you begin to blow a bunch of the sort of flames away, just dispersing them. And as you begin to take a bit of time, Resnick, as you look over and try to brainstorm a couple of ideas, you're able to get a bit of the other sort of smaller flames from beginning to restart the forest fire once more. Between the likes of both of you, 15, that's good enough for, or good enough to go when it comes to this. With that, as you all are trying to help out, put out the flames before it continues to spread, more and more of the trees are almost burnt to a crisp, but we look over towards Spark of Opal. What are you saying or doing to try to free this creature?
I would like to take out my sickle, but before I do anything with it, so I saw that there is clearly some kind of effect on the rope. Is there that effect on all of the rope or just the trap? Like, is there a rope tied to that rope that looks ordinary?
It seems to be just over by the small portion of the trap where that sprung it. So, to explain a little bit further, there seems to be down below a sort of a device, kind of looking, not exactly, but kind of looking like a bear trap, if you will, or a pad. Below it, that is where it's glowing a little bit of this bluish strange, or light bluish strange arcane nature. Looking up above, you see where the net or the rope is, and there is a small sort of spherical device attached to the rope that is glowing also with that same light bluish hue.
I'm gonna try to use the sickle.
All right, where are
To
you
cut the rope.
hacking at then?
I think between the spherical device and the actual netting that this little creature is, because I haven't gotten their name yet. This little creature is trapped in.
Easy enough.
So I don't want to risk cutting them.
As you begin to sort of fly up and try to get towards them, you immediately begin to take out your sickle and just start hacking towards the top portion of this. You swing once, you swing twice, and a third time, you see as it's completely caught free. Do you I assume, do you catch the rope or do you just let them plummet?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm catching
All right,
them.
cool. You catch the rope, and with that, it seems to be that you are able to gather them, and you're able to sort of let them down if you wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna flutter back down. I want to imagine my wings, which are actually kind of semi-transparent, have like red dots on them that are symmetrical to one another on each wing, and those are glowing and letting off little spark-looking magic. And I just kind of settle down and try to untie them from the net.
As you begin to do so, it's no roll needed. You're able to kind of untie them. You still see as the little strange arcane device is going off, but it's kind of short-circuited with the rope sort of disconnected from it. And with that,
Can I take it?
yeah, if you want,
Yeah, I take the sphere.
I will add into your inventory arcane rope. Who knows? That might be a little bit useful in the future.
I'm a druid. I obviously hoard everything I find.
With that, Spark, Pywo, as you're finally sort of dropped down onto the ground, finally free from the legs of this strange trap, you look over and you see as the individual has helped you out. What would you say or do?
The creature would just go, oh, ooh, yeah, and start jumping. Ooh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
Hey, little friend, can I ask you a question?
Oh, hi, Pywo.
Hi, I'm Spark.
Ooh. Hi, Spark.
Have you seen a lizard around here with an orange mark on its paw?
You look over.
Pywo just kind of looks around, looks over. Then he kind of like shrugs his hands, and in his hand you see
You see an orange kind of diamond-shaped mark in their palm. It's very similar in the texture of it to that of Azora Lunistas from earlier.
Oh,
the Spark is.
yeah. I was looking for you.
What?
For some reason, I thought you were going to be big.
What? Oh. Oh, you mean this? What is this?
I don't know, but I know people who can tell you.
I will get it off. Just, you see him trying to rub it on his little leg. He starts shaking it.
Aw. Well, I'm not an expert, but I know people who are, and they're looking for you so they can help you.
Oh, are they bad?
No,
Are they
they're
the bad
nice.
ones?
They're nice like me.
Oh. Oh, you have Spark.
Yeah. And this is my friend Firefox.
Wow. And you see the fire creature, Pyro just kind of goes around it and just start circling away, examining it, and just like boosts like 2 pouts of fire, like wah, wah. It's like some sort of Morse code.
I just can't get over the fact. I just feel like when you said, "Hey, this is my friend Firefox," it's like an icon just sort of floating up and down of Firefox's logo.
It was like, please open the browser.
You'll find.
Would you like to make this your default?
Yeah, pretty much. If it can talk, absolutely.
Oh man.
But this
Good.
little fox fire spirit kind of is just laying down and curled up on the ground, just kind of watching all this shit go on. And Pywo, when you walk up to it, it like snorts like from its little nose, just like little gouts of flame back at you.
Pyro starts clapping.
I love this. This is so wholesome.
So, to get this, just so you guys understand this, yes, canonically, all of you guys just hear Spark and this creature just saying is, Pywo, 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 Pywo. That is all you hear of this conversation.
Stare.
I got a fire to deal with right now, so you know.
Between both of you, so like, are you still trying to like breathe in the flames? Yeah, all right. Make another Constitution saving throw. Aster, you kind of helping them out with the chill touch.
It wasn't chill touch. It was I'm
Or
sorry, frostbite. I think.
There we go. Frostbite. I always
Yes.
get those two confused because of names. But yes.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of doing so, all right. I'll tell you what. You kind of start breathing in. You breathe in a bit of the flames. Aster, make an Arcana check once more. Let's see what happens between the both of
I
you.
could definitely do that.
14 and 16. All right, here's what happens. So you begin to freeze over a majority of it, and that little bit of sort of flames, you see a bit of it. You breathe in one more time before, and it's all gone. Kind of belch a little bit, and you just see a little bit of flame begins to build up, but all the flames, all the fire, they are gone and no longer burning away the forest that you are trying to protect for the time being.
All right. Aster
Aster
will
will
walk
see
forward,
that-
oh, yeah, go ahead.
As you walk forward, the look from the corner of your eye as Yurik follows you. Very, like, satisfied look on his face.
Aster will turn to you. Well, I didn't quite know y'all could do that kind of thing. I thought you just breathed it out. I didn't know it could go in.
That's what she said.
Well, hold on. now.
That was out of character, by the way. I just want to be clear.
Aster is afraid to approach the animal, so they will stand right here in the back and scarecrow out.
You got it. Yurik, what about you?
They will approach and just kind of in line of sight of where everybody is, just kind of clocking multiple pathways, defensive purposes.
All right, easy enough. With that, Zelia, anything that you do, or you or Resnick are doing, or just pretty much waiting for the conveying of information?
Yeah. So since she does not speak Pyro, she's just waiting to see here. She will ask Spark, is it friendly? Ask if it likes to be petted.
So, I will retcon one thing. So, Pyro, you can understand everybody here. They just can't understand you. This will make
Yeah, I
this
don't get
way
it. They
simpler.
just they don't speak. They never speak the common tongue, I guess.
Yeah, what a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, this moth person's cool.
But yeah.
So Zelia would approach and says, "Do you like to be pet?"
Oh, what's pet?
It
Do you
says,
like to be
what's pet?
good?
I'm just gonna translate. I'm just gonna say I
yeah.
translate.
I got you.
Yeah, she says, she holds out her hand and she pets it, rubs it, and whatever.
Kind of like a cat, where you first put your hand to it, they just start closing in their neck. You're kind of like, whoa, 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 oh. You see little in Pyro's stomach. You see the little flame. It starts to animate and just go like a little large fiery smile.
I didn't even know Finn drew that in there. That's cute.
It's so cute. I can't.
Ooh, that's nice. Are these your friends, Mark?
Yeah.
Ooh. Hi,
They're
Pyro.
nice. This is Pywo, everybody.
You see Pyro overly exacerbated hand wave.
I wave
Pywo.
and scarecrow.
I just assumed that Spark is translating everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it every single time.
No.
Yeah.
Hey Pywo.
Oh.
Everybody in the village is real nice. And a nice lady who wants to help you with the mark on your hand sent us to find you. And I'm glad she did, because you were stuck.
Oh. But what's that? He goes over towards the rope, or at least a mechanism.
I have it.
And he just kind of growls at it. Ah, whatever that thing is, it got me stuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna research this thing and see if I can stop them from happening. I don't like this.
It came for the bad people.
Yeah, we don't like the bad people.
No. And Pyro just kind of spoots out a flame.
Oh,
Are
careful.
Are we aware of who set the trap?
No, I don't know yet.
Looking over it, you can investigate if you want.
Do they have any description of who set the trap?
I will ask Pyro the question. Well, Pyro, you understand the question, so.
Yeah, you have no idea. You were kind of just walking, trying to figure out where the heck you are and why you're here. After one of the keepers dropped you off, you stepped wrong once, and you were caught up in this trap, and you've been here ever since. But you were unaware of who set the trap.
I don't know. Pyro kind of tilts his head. You see a question mark form in the flame.
Oh. Spark will hand the trap over to Azalea. You look like a smart lady. Can you look at this?
Yep. So she will take it and what do I need? Arcana check, identify. What do we?
Just a Arcana check. If you have identify, it's just instantly understanding what it is. But that takes 10 minutes. Arcana check is good enough though.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a total of 26. This is your thing. You look over and this seems to be something of kind of a little bit of abjuration, but more of like along the lines of nullification magic. This seems to be nullifying any sort of beings of magic kind of inside, but when Pyro was able, you get the sense that when Pyro was able to kind of stick their head out, they were able to fire and send all the fire bolts and more outside of the thing. But anything inside, yeah, it's not going through. That's where you get the general idea of what this thing is.
So essentially, it allows so it's like kind of like silence.
In a way,
The rope.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Azir would say, this device, this thing, it appears to isolate the weave from whatever's inside. It's probably why the firewall was able to breathe its fire whenever it stuck its head outside of it. You then see her sit down with it and then keep trying to study how does this thing affects the weave.
You look over, and as you're kind of doing so, you're kind of having this conversation, and then halfway through, you begin to start coughing, hacking for a second. You all look over and around, and you've been kind of on watch this entire time. You look about, and you see as the green and purple fog is beginning to form once more.
So hypothetically, could she put this over her head to stop breathing it? I have no clue.
The rope itself?
Oh yeah, I forgot it's a rope.
Yeah, so I was like, nah.
Yeah, so she's gonna suggest let's hurry on out of here before those things show back.
Kaiwu. People who are way worse than the bad people are coming. They're not even people. They're monsters. You have to come with us. I don't want you to get hurt again.
Oh, that'd be bad. Let's go! And Pyro just Naruto runs this way.
You're a perception check for me. Same thing with you, Aster.
Spark is also gonna Naruto run. Spark just wants to fit in.
A 12 and a 4. So between the both of you, you look over and you see as one, two, three individuals are slowly forming and approaching from the area that you came amongst the bushes and more. You see as one of the blue sort of broken individuals are kind of beginning to approach, their arms kind of missing and more. and they're rushing over directly towards you, sprinting about. And also, sort of out of game. So we don't necessarily take mid-session breaks. More so you just take a break whenever you kind of want. Like if you ever have to use the bathroom, you just go. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy peasy. And then we just fill you in like through text and all that. But as this is sort of happening, you look over and you see as not only just the blue corruption, but also the red corruption is also approaching from afar. And with that, Yurig, what do you say or do? They're only about 60 feet away, and they're rapidly approaching.
Coming 60 feet. We gotta get out.
Oh, gracious.
Okay, opposite direction where we were. Let's go.
Yeah. They try to dig out the direction that those things aren't coming.
You look over, and where you guys are trying to go to? If they're coming from the south, you guys are trying to go north.
I'd say yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Probably. If they're coming from the
Wait,
south.
we came from the south. So yeah. All right.
It would probably be better if we went west and then looped around, huh? Maybe? That's the best I can think of.
Yeah,
Is it
sure.
west?
Choice is yours.
She's gonna look at Resnick, our chief.
Yeah, Resnick.
Ranger.
Hey, buddy.
Okay, no, that's fine. Let's take west. See if we can't circle around them.
All right.
I'll look
As you
back
begin-
at my notes to make sure we go the right way.
Yeah, as you begin to do so, Resnick, you begin to start heading west and trying to circle around. You rush past, everybody following, I assume. As you begin to do so, Resnick, you look over and you get ready, or you get your to your bow, and you have it kind of at the ready just in case. You rush past for a second before a blinding flash of light begins to almost take over all of your vision, all of your sight, disorienting you immediately. As this happens, you see an individual just staring directly towards you with this cold aura about them. As you see, this individual, as they immediately just begin to appear like kind of past the tree line, blinding you for a second. I need both of you guys to make Constitution saving throws for me. While this is sort of happening, with this sort of strange blinding light, you look over, and with each step they kind of take, the entire area freezes over. Azalea, you're not necessarily in the brunt of it, so with the 21, you were able to succeed with flying colors. 14, you are also perfectly fine. Power, you're fine as well. It's only just these two, as they were going a little bit past. But 21
I have plot armor.
Well, you're also behind a rock. But no. But with a 21 and 14, you guys are fine, but you are just completely disoriented and blinded for a second. As this happens, all around, you look towards your left, you look towards your right, you kind of look towards where the individuals from afar were beginning to form. Immediately, ice begins to start building up amongst the trees. It freezes over an entire tree, left and right. Those bits of flames that were almost burning all of this forest down, it begins to completely shift. It completely changes almost in an instant as this individual begins to scream out into oblivion, encasing you in this icy prison. They look over towards you and they begin to speak directly into your mind, each and every one of yours, as you all hear this.
Why do you rhyme? I only ask what Kufix demands. We don't wish to hurt you. We only wish you shine for the resurrection.
And you notice as each and every one of the trees begin to freeze over, more of the corruption begins to billow out, stepping out of the icy shroud and the astral fogs. And with that, your souls are shackled, and the time for battle is now. I'm gonna need each and every one of you to roll for initiative.
Woohoo!
Oh, snap.
What's
Also, that was scary. So cool.
Oh,
Welcome to
cool!
Voden.
That's so scary.
Welcome to
Welcome
Voden.
Welcome to Voden.
Oh man, we hate it here. All right, so let me explain how you guys can roll for initiative. So if you don't see at the bottom, oh okay, yeah, you got it. So some of you may see at the bottom where it'll be like an image and it'll have a little red D20 icon. You should be able to click that and then roll for initiative that way. If you don't see it, that's perfectly fine. What you're going to do is you are going to go to the top right of your screen, kind of next to the chat icon. You'll see a sword or two swords crossed. You're going to want to click on that and then hover to where your character is, and you'll see everything you need to know. Oh, hold on. This is whoops. These guys.
Oh, so that's just the initiative. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you're not supposed to be here. Boop. There we go.
Oh, we're surrounded.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
They froze you guys in
doesn't say Firefox.
They froze you guys in an astral prison. It is terrible.
What?
Question:
What?
Can we leave?
If you can figure out a way to get you and Pyro out of here, sure. You can always leave. But how you're gonna do so? We're gonna have to figure that out. So for reference, it is 50 feet up. Now, granted, there are trees around, but it is 50 feet up this little icy wall. I won't add it to the map because obviously there's not really much space, but just so you know as a visual. Also for your fire elemental spark, does it go on? It goes on your initiative, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Perfect. I'm just going to remove it from initiative then. And you tell me what it's going to do. We're using like the Firefox token, but you just tell me what you're going to want to do, and I'll roll all the math and all that stuff for you.
Okay. Do you need the stat block info? Because I have it for the
Nah,
fire
just tell
spirit.
me. You can maybe at most send it to me over Discord.
Okay.
Just so I have a reference, but yeah, we'll be good. All right, and with that, oh boy, time to change this. Let me close this. We get this peaceful music out of here.
We can keep it actually if
No.
The time for battles now. All right, everybody.
Here to die.
Bam, bam, bam. Okay, let me explain a couple things to all of you. We're gonna this one because I don't care about this one. Gonna skip that one. Cool. So, as we look over, you guys can look over your guys' character sheets and more by again double-clicking them and just being able to review everything that you have. If there's any questions or any sort of issues that end up happening, just again, feel free to let me know, cut me off, all that sort of stuff. Do not feel bad or feel ashamed if you have to ask a question or anything like that. You guys are more than fine. Now, also I gotta change one little thing with you, and we're good to go. All right, so best of luck, adventurers. Let's see if you guys can take on this threat. Top of the round, we start off with Resnick. After that, we're gonna have Astaru. Then Pywo is after that. Cold Light Walker is after that. Then Spark of Opal is after that. And then we're gonna keep on going down the list. The initiative tracker is either at the bottom of the screen or in the top right. If you head over to the swords icon, you can see the initiative there. All right, everybody, let's do this. Resnick, you look over and you see is this ugly, ugly individual with this almost cold, frozen face blinding you directly, is staring at you, getting ready to grab you and just rip you to shreds. What would you like to do at this moment in time?
I would think that I'm probably going to disengage from it and back off.
Okay.
Until action.
That being said, use your action to disengage and get out of the area or this immediate sort of range. As you do so, move your character where you would like, and you can go from there.
Wait, bro, where you going?
The wizard's like, wait, no, please.
You screwed.
Oh man. So Resnick, as you begin to back up a little bit, gaining a bit of distance, you dash out of the way as he begins to try to swing forward. He misses completely, and you see as bits of the ground actually freeze over with their frozen claw for a hand. Resnick, that is your action. You have a bonus action. Anything else for you?
As of right now, I think I'm good.
All right. And as you're getting ready to do so, Astaru, as you are getting ready to take your turn in initiative, you look over and you see as an individual just begins to form and it's the best boy, the Bilroy. They look over and they're like,
My boy.
hey, I know this is like the worst time possible, but like I just really don't want you to die. So here, can I get a high five?
Of course, darling. I'll give him a good old 5.
Boom! And as you give him a high five, you see as you are inspired to no end. All right, good luck with that. Damn, that guy's ugly. Bye. All right, Aster.
I'm gonna start my turn.
Go for it. You receive initiative.
Wonderful. Question, because I've been trying to do it all session. How
Go
do
for
I subtract resources from my character sheet?
Sure
I've been
thing.
trying to put my knowledge to 0, but it keeps resetting to 2.
Ah, that's fine. Sometimes it does it automatically. As long as you can kind of keep it mentally tracked, that's perfectly fine. You should be able to change it in the attributes. Is it still resetting even then? Oh yeah, I see what it's doing. If it ever does that, just for future reference, go to the features, and this goes for anybody. Go to features, and then you may see like the number, like 2 out of 2. You might be able to edit that sometimes. If not, then it's fine. Don't worry. I know that you use 2. You're good.
Yeah. I'll keep it in my brain. For start though, I want to use my bonus action for 2 sorcery points to convert to 1 brand new spell slot, if that's okay.
Yep, easy enough.
Wonderful. And I'm gonna look to Uggo McGee and kiss my hand once more and say, y'all need a bit more love in y'all's life. And I'm gonna blow him a smooch with chill touch.
Nice. Send it towards them. Let's see what you got. 15 to hit for 8 points of maximum damage. That will definitely hit. You, as you begin to manifest the likes of, or the likes of your sorcerer's power, you send it forth directly into the likes of this kiss that strikes them, and they don't necessarily have a mouth, but you aim directly towards them, and they're just confused. But as this necrotic energy is taking hold of them, they reel back, almost falling directly into the tree behind them, freezing it over entirely. That is your action. That is your bonus action. Anything else for you?
Hold on,
let me fix that.
Gotta take a step back towards my Dragonborn friend because they are big and protecting. And I'll end my turn.
Oh, I did not add these guys to initiative. That would be helpful.
Oh.
Let me do that real quick.
And just for note, because I don't know if he does, but chill touch I believe makes it to where you can't heal. Just in case.
Good to know.
That's a lot of dice.
Yes, I forgot to have them roll for initiative. The good news is they haven't gone yet, but that's also bad news. We'll see in a minute. Pyro, what would you like to do as you receive initiative?
Oh, just Pyro's. It, like looks over to the one in front. Moves over here, looks at this one, and Pyro's just gonna poop and like spit 2 like fiery blobs in his hands. He's gonna squish it together. He's gonna jump, front flip, and cast Firebolt on this creature.
Nice. As you do, send the flame towards them. Let's see what you got. It might not use your accurate thing. Okay, cool. It did. That is a 21 to hit and 8 points of fire damage. You strike them as the flames begin to slowly take them, burning and incinerating their insides. You notice as a bit of the ice is actually beginning to melt onto the ground, and now you have infuriated them. Pyro, that is your action. Anything else for your turn?
You know, like Pyro just yeah, it walks this way.
Easy enough. All right, we got the Corruption's turn, and then we have Spark of Opal's turn. All right, this individual does not like the fact that you just hurt his friend, so they are going to take a lot of pain and inflict it on you specifically, Asteru. They'll rush over, and as they do, they will begin to... Actually, they're going to send a firebolt of themselves. Let me make sure that it... yeah, it does the right damage modifier. Cool. All right, firebolt.
I'm gonna do this.
I think they do. That is a 20 to hit, 8 points of damage. Do you got anything to stop a 20?
No. I can cry.
That said, the firebolt swing or soars through the sky and just strikes you immediately. You are nearly down for the count from one single blast. However, we'll see if you're able to maintain your strength for the time being, as more and more of these individuals are getting ready to surround you and take your lives. All right.
Please no.
Bolt Lightwalker's turn. Oh, sorry, Kane. You'll look over towards the individual. And as they begin to do so, they will look directly towards you, and they will just laugh and cackle as they begin to make one sort of step, take another, and as they begin to do so, you'll see as they just look you and stare you down and just scream directly into your face. As this begins to happen, Azalea, you notice as your arms, your legs begin to start freezing over and clinging towards the ground as they are going to use their cold ray attack. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough if they hit. Alright, Azalea, here we go. Cold ray. That is a 12 to hit. Does that hit you?
That does not. You see as this whole time the hilt of her like the hilt was on her side. You see as it approaches and does this cold ray attack. You see telekinetically the hilt as she raises her hand to block it. The hilt flies into her hand, and you see this long blade of light just begin to block the cold as she just stands there fierce.
Begin to do so. They seem infuriated, but that will be all they can kind of do for now. All right, Cold Light Walker is going to rush over, and they're going to actually... let's see what they're going to do. There's how many enemies over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're going to probably, like... They're probably going to sort of close the distance over here and get ready to kind of be right beside you, Azalea, and the likes of you, Resnick. All right, that is their turn. Spark of Opal, you're up. Afterwards, we got a bunch of the corruption and then Azalea. But, Spark, what you got for us?
Alrighty, I'm going to start with Spark's actions, and then I'll...
All right.
I am... Actually, do I get the impression that these things don't like radiant damage, considering this is kind of like a poisony, necrotic-y kind of vibe they're giving off?
Well, funny enough, we can actually do that. That would be an intuition check. All right, so it's not on your thingy, like your character sheet and all that stuff, but an intuition check you could easily make. I just need you to make a wisdom check for me.
Okay.
TLDR, an intuition check is basically used to identify... It's a free... it can sometimes be free depending on the situation and all that stuff. But it's basically used to identify possible key features upon enemies or identify certain things that, you know, just applying general battle knowledge from the past. With a 13, you don't... It doesn't seem to suggest anything of having any vulnerabilities or anything like that, or any sort of tendencies towards radiant damage. So,
Okay.
take that for what you will.
Yeah, will do. I am instead going to go for damage in most places. So I'm going to use Burning Hands.
All right, as you begin to do so, Burning Hands, and where are you placing, or where are you rushing over to, and where are you hitting them with?
I am going to move a little bit closer to right here.
All right.
And I'm going to... Can I hit both of the zombie-like creatures over here?
You should be able to.
With a 15-foot cone?
Yeah, so whenever you cast a spell, you're going to probably need to get a little bit closer, and you're going to have to really, really angle it, but you might be, you should be able to. So whenever you cast a spell, you'll see some things pop up. You cast a spell, and it'll ask you to place a template, something like that. Let's go through that, and I will show you and explain how that works.
Oh, I see. How do I turn it around?
So, like, I think you use Control, and then you just use your scroll wheel to turn it around.
Okay. Then I would move... I want to move close enough that I can get them both.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it'd be, like, roughly right here, maybe. It's a rough angle. You might not be able to get both of them just the way they are, but you might be able to get one.
It looks like it does hit them both if I look at the phone.
Okay, then easy enough. Then pass it and place it right there, and then go. We'll move your character accordingly. All right, so dexterity saving throw. They should not have those features, so I will ignore that. That's going to be 8 points of damage. Let's roll their saves. This one takes no damage, but this one, on the other hand, that is a nat 1. Yeah, he takes all of it. You will see as immediately you begin to burn the legs of the flames, this individual will fall, and I asked you, Spark, how would you like to kill them and do this?
Let's go.
I'm holding my staff in one hand, and with my other hand, I go, just go away, you're creeping me out! And I just push my palm out towards them and use burning hands.
As you begin to do so, you burn and incinerate each and every one of them. However, you look over towards the left, and he is nothing. There is nothing left, not even a corpse, not a body. It is just astral flames as they dissipate towards the sky. The other one, however, on the other hand, they look over towards you, and they just begin to smirk as they are immune to fire damage.
I figured as much.
All right.
Proves the theory.
Now you know 100%.
And now,
go ahead.
And now for my next trick, I'm gonna command the fox to use Flaming Seed.
Mm-hmm. Flaming Speed. If you can, just roll a d20 for me, and I'm just gonna add all the modifiers for you.
God, I hit a button and now I don't know what I'm doing. God.
Oh, you're all good. You can just sometimes you can just like hover over it and just like clear out the text thing, and then hit the button, the d20 button again. Do you know what I mean, or need a better explanation? Yeah, you got it.
That good?
Yep. 7 plus your modifier. That will be enough. And who are you hitting again? Just to make sure.
So I'm gonna have it go for the Cold Light Walker.
All right. As it begins to do so, it sends out the flaming seed towards it. I need you to roll a d6 for me.
Okay. I think it's d6 plus my proficiency, which is 2.
Yeah, so that would be, plus 2. 7 points of damage, not bad, not bad. You send it flying, and as it begins to do so, again, more and more of that burning sensation melts a bit of the ice around you. You even notice as the walls themselves are actually beginning to dissipate and slowly form and melt. Spark, is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, with that, you ready yourself for what's to come next, but now the corruption's turn. They will look over towards you, and as they do so, they will almost reach out, getting ready to grab you by your small form and just burn you alive. They're going to use their fiery touch attack. And let's see what they can do
fire
with this.
damage.
All right. Jesus Christ, why am I rolling so good? I don't like this. Stop.
All of a sudden.
I don't like this. I hate this curse. It's
Like
stupid.
the sister.
Nah, just kill a character. Do it. You won't.
No, I don't want another spike.
No balls.
Oh man, goodness gracious. Actually, are you resistant to fire damage?
I am
Babe?
resistant to fire, yeah.
That is very good. So you will not take the 7 points of fire damage. You will take the 3 points of fire damage, as fire is your element. As it begins to slowly consume you, you're injured, but you're not as injured as you could be. That will be their turn. Next up in initiative, this individual is going to rush over 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They are going to close the distance, rushing over towards Yurig, and they are going to try to eviscerate them where they stand. It's going to be an attack. It's going to be a necrotic touch attack. Make sure I got this right. Yep. Or actually, yeah, necrotic touch. That's going to be a 13 to hit for 14 points of damage. Yurig does a 13 hits.
Yours, BRB.
Oh, okay, I got you. I'll do it for them. 13 will not hit. 16 is their armor class. They're good to go. That is their turn. Azalea, what you got for us?
Okay. So she will, seeing the White Walker make its move, she will first enter her blade song.
Nice.
Where that is. Okay. And she will first enter her blade song. Let me edit her AC, and then she is going to then just go and strike at it.
You got it. Bonus action to go into the blade song. As you begin to get ready to swing, make an attack roll towards them, and let's see what happens.
Yep. So as she went to go block the last attack and it rotated around, she spins around with them and then goes for for this slice here.
21 to hit. That will definitely hit for 4 points of piercing damage. You see as they begin to go, and as they do so, you notice as you're actually able to lob off a portion of their flesh. A bit of their arm actually drops off and shatters into oblivion. No actual physical form left besides the ice on the ground. Azalea, is that your turn?
She's going to rotate around to not have her back to the majority of them. So yeah, like right here.
This thing is on its last leg, but you're able to continue striking it down left and right. With that, we go towards the next individual, and that will be towards this one. All right, this one is going to rush over, and they are going to try to strike your fire spirit down. They're going to rush over. They're going to make an attack towards them. All right.
Firefox.
Yeah,
no, Fire Friend.
They're taking down
Save
Firefox. That's a 15 to hit the spirit. Does that hit them? AC is 13. That will, so they will take a total of 13 points necrotic damage. 5 plus. Let me actually set their HP correctly. 5 plus 5 times your level, so that'd be 15, so that'd be 20 HP. And oof. 13 points of damage. Why am I rolling so good? Stop! Please! I'm begging you. Alright. With that, as this begins to happen, you notice as they begin to freeze over the likes of your flaming spirit, the Firefox individual is now beginning to turn into a colder fox individual. Bits of their flames are slowly dying out before they're getting ready to completely nullify. With that, that is the individual's turn, and we go towards Yurig. You look over and the battle is raging from all sides. Aster is near death. Spark of Opal is badly injured. All of your allies and companions are nearly getting ready to drop. It's up to you on whether what you can do to try to help out.
With a loud roar, bestial in nature, it will step in between these two individuals, and I will lean on your ruling on this situation because I can hit them. But kind of want to use forceful presence to get this creature to come right at me.
They're trying to use forceful presence to get which one again? Ping that. Is it the walker?
This one.
You got it. So yes, you can do that, but if you want to get it to attack you, you have that will be an action that you're taunting it to do so. You can do it, and I'll give you advantage as well because you're using forceful presence. But it will be your action. Do you want to do that?
I would like to do that, and the point I'll lean on my party members here is, because both you guys here are near death. We have this guy. Oh, they're still up. This guy seems to be the bigger threat, right?
All right. So you're
hold on. No. I'm gonna use my breath.
All right. So if you're using your breath, go for it. And cast the ability. Also on top of that, Ilroy is gonna come in, give you a little sort of like kind of bolster and sort of brace from the side, and let you unleash the likes of this flaming roar as you get inspiration from chat.
Nice. I moved between here. So, well, fudge me and.
Oh, what are you trying to do?
I moved here, but I didn't what I wanted to do. So I'm just gonna use breath weapon. Stop moving, Yurik. I'm gonna use breath weapon. I'll move in here so that I get these two guys' attention. That they get off of Spark and Aster. And then use my breath weapon to step forward. They will take attack of opportunity at me.
Okay.
So
you're going over here. Oh, okay, I got you. So you're getting. I got you what you're doing. So you're trying to get them to use their attack of opportunity, rush over, and then breathe your fire towards the cold light walker, correct?
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right, they will in fact try to take those attacks of opportunity. They got nothing better to do with it, so they will swing. Let's hope for the best. A risky play, but let's see if it pays off, Cotton. A 22 to hit. That'll definitely hit for 6 points of necrotic damage. The second one will try to swing. Let's see if this one's gonna knock you down. It's all or nothing. Ugh, I don't like this. That is a 10. That will miss. As you're able to rush past, you feel the individual from behind striking and clawing at your back. It's completely frozen over before you rush over. And as you do, you roar with a draconic might. And as you do so, cast your Dragon's Breath.
I believe it's a 15-foot cone, so I wouldn't want to be...
Yeah, I assume you just cast it in a way where it doesn't hurt your allies. So yeah, you're good.
That's exactly what I want to make sure. And sorry guys, I'm taking so long. I cannot find this breath weapon.
I gotcha. You want me to do it?
I can roll for it. I know where it is.
Yeah, so if you want to just roll for me, how much is it?
Actually, it's a dex saving throw, so they have to try.
So 2d6, yeah, roll 2d6 for me. I'll roll that dex save.
Will do.
That is a 7. Yeah, they definitely fail on that.
They better take max damage.
Let's see. Push it into existence.
Why is... Oh, no. Let's go.
8. That's not bad. Not bad at all. We got 1 6, and we'll take that one. As you begin to do so, they are immediately just completely almost eviscerated. At this point, they're barely even hanging on. Bits of their arms have been completely just either burnt or completely, severed off. And with that, one more strike and they're probably going down. Yurig, is that your turn? You got anything else?
He will have his maul ready so that, he can't do anything other than just interact with the rest and state loudly, can defeat them. Must.
All right. As you begin to do so, each and every one of you will notice as the walls are beginning to slowly dissipate. They're melting completely, almost getting ready to free you all from this wrath. With that, the final individual before we head over towards Resnick's turns once more. This one is going to rush over, and as they do, oh boy, they're gonna aim directly at the individual who hasn't necessarily seen the fight just yet. And as they do, they're gonna send a firebolt directly towards you, Pywo. Alright, you do have resistance to this, but we'll see what happens. Bring it up! Oh god! That's a natural 20! I don't like that.
I have a question. Could
Yes.
I use my inspiration from chat to make you re-roll that?
Not from
Is that
chat.
okay?
If you got
I can do?
DM's inspiration, you can.
Just making sure. I'm trying to figure out the difference.
Can I use my maul again, reaching out with my wall as a reaction?
Oh, it
I'll
doesn't
use my
even matter.
reaction.
It doesn't even matter. You see as one final thing. Alright, I'm fucking tired of this shit! This is all I got! You'll see as Bilroy will look over and they'll intercept the firebolt. And as they do, chat will cancel out the natural 20 and make it a normal roll. You will see as Bilroy begins to look over towards you all. They look over towards Asteru, and they just and they look over towards Spark of Opal, and they give one final salute before
Roy!
No, my friend.
they are explode out into oblivion in a martyr sacrifice.
Sensei,
We'll
can we
never
say
forget you.
the hat is just left behind?
The hat is just left behind. The hat
Can
is
I
left
just put the
behind.
hat on top of my hat when this is over?
Yes, you can. So
Yes.
instead of taking 20 points of fire damage, you take 9 points. Right? Yeah, 9 points, and then that's halved again because you're resistant. So you take a total of 4 points of fire damage. Big spender Phoenix V coming in with the save, but that is their turn. Things are looking spooky. All right, Resnick, what you got for us? This individual's on his last leg, and your allies are also on their last leg. It is a toss-up on who's going to come out on this one.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna try attacking him with the short sword.
Nine's not going to do it. You got any inspiration you want to use?
No,
I'm gonna give him my inspiration.
Roll again. One more time with feeling. 16 to hit, that's gonna do it! 4 points of damage, and let's see if that's enough. And Resnick, as you begin to bring out the likes of your blade, how do you want to do this?
Stab him in his face.
Nice.
Very bright face.
With that being said, you grab the likes of your short sword and you reach over towards the individual. You see the creature with the frozen face. They look over directly towards you, and with one final yelp of pain and one final word, they begin to look over and say,
"You all will regret this. You will fall by Krufix's hand, one way or another."
and as soon as they begin to say another, you stab them directly into their throat, severing it whole as they drop down, exploding out into an astral mist, dead and defeated. You look around, and each and every bits of the icy walls drop, completely turning into water. As this happens, you guys are free to flee if you wish, or you can stand and fight and prove yourselves. The choice is yours, but regardless, the Cold Light Walker is dead. All right, Resnick, anything else for your turn? Also, thank you so much, Go Soon, before the raid. Appreciate you guys. Sorry if I'm not able to pay attention to the chat as I am DMing right now, but you guys are freaking fantastic. Thank you guys so much.
You.
Lagging a little bit, Resnick. Here. If you want, you can disconnect and reconnect to Discord, and we got you all set up. Yeah, we can easily just do that. And meanwhile, again, thank you, Lord Gosoon, before the raid of the 68 viewers. Holy shit. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Lord Gasumba, my boy.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess I guess in the meantime, real quick, while we're waiting for Resnick to come back. Hey everybody, my name is Sensei Suplex. I'm a professional DM, and this is a Voden Fables, a West Marches campaign. Basically, if you don't know what I do, basically we run a giant, ever-expanding universe known as Project Aurora. Me and a bunch of other dungeon masters, we all run our games in the same world, so they can affect each other in a multitude of ways. On top of that, you guys in chat can even affect the sessions in real time, either by canceling out natural 20s from the enemies and more, giving out inspiration, changing the weather, and a couple of other wacky effects as everybody leaves their mark. So, hey, if that sounds interesting to you, if maybe you even want to play in the West Marches game, join the Discord, shoot me a message if you want to play in the West Marches, and yeah, join the Auroraverse, because we'd love to have you. And yeah, there's my little shameless plug. There's the link below. And Resnick, are you ready to go?
I believe I am.
There we go, now we can hear you.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna be. You need to leave? And I was gonna pick up Pywo. He's like, no, we need to go. I'd rather not him get me injured more than we have to.
Fair enough.
He's already partially injured.
Fair enough. Pyro, do you allow him to pick you up and carry you?
Just whoa!
Easy peasy. All right, Resnick, where would you like to go?
Let's see. Guess we can start heading out this way, maybe.
All right. So, for the sake of this, if you guys are able to all get to the likes of the edge of the map, specifically towards where Resnick is, you guys can technically flee this encounter, but the choice is yours. Things are getting very, very close. All right, Pyro, you're going along with them. You actually do not have the half movement thing because Pyro is considered tiny. All right. So, with that is or not tiny, small. Whoops. Alrighty, so that is your turn. Asteru, we go towards you. You look over and you see as the corruption left and right are getting ready to swarm around. Resnick is taking the likes of Pyro and fleeing. What are you doing? Your choice.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty alright idea. And I'm gonna run up here next to, can I stand right here? Is that okay?
Yes, you can. I just assume you go in a way that you don't take any attacks of opportunities.
Yeah, I'll go, I believe, Yorig took these two, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes. This my plan comes full circle. Which is my measuring tool for line spells?
Excuse me. So there's two ways you can do it. Yeah, that you just figured it out. There you go.
Yes. So. Nope, that doesn't seem right.
While you're measuring that, Pywo, you're up next. Spark of Opal, you're after Pywo, and then the Corruption. But make sure you guys got your
I
turns.
can only
ready.
go that far. These two, next to Spark, I'd like to cast a spell. As Aster begins to run, they're going to swipe their hand at the air, gathering a bit of the caustic mist that's in the air, and they'll say, "How about it? Y'all take a bit of your own medicine," and they're gonna cast Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Nice. As you begin to send it forth, you watch as the acid begins to slowly burn each and every one of them. I'm gonna make some dexterity saving with those first. Let me get rid of that thingy. Dexterity save.
Yes.
That's a fail. That's a
That is
big
fail.
7. All right, next one for the Red Corruption. That's a 14. Does that beat your DC?
I think it might.
Let's check DC. Spellbook. Your saving throw DC is 14, so that will succeed.
So he beats it.
But
Okay.
I have good news. How much damage is
love good
that?
news.
That's 7 points of damage.
7.
They only have 3 HP. How do you want to kill both of them?
So as Aster runs and just gathers a bit
don't
of the
know why.
mist in their,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know why you
Everything
had
okay?
that thingy.
As Aster, they take off their hat and begin to fan and grab some of the mist in their hat, and as they skirt around Spark, they skid to a stop and swing their hat like a giant fan as this caustic gas just begins to flow out in a line, catching both of these guys.
And with that, those 2 individuals are down, and it's only 3 more enemies remaining, champions. With that, Aster Rue, is that your turn, or you got anything else for us?
How far did I move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I can move one more space.
We take those. We take those. All right. That your go?
That is it.
All right, we head over towards Pywo. What you got? You're kind of in the likes of Resnick's hands as you're sort of getting carried off. Anything would you like to do?
Being carried on, not really leaving Resnick's grasp, but more so just kind of climbing over their shoulder just to get enough reach. Just gonna see Pyro's like flames from those frills kind of like build up a little more, and as he just kind of goes over for this one right here.
You got it. You send it forth, and you watch as the flaming bolt begins to get ready to strike them. That's a 9. That's not gonna do it. You got any inspiration? And yes,
Don't think
inspiration
so.
carries over from characters.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I do have any.
I'm pretty sure you do from Sirius. I'm 95% sure you do.
Well, I'll take your word for it. Give me advantage!
All right, I'll just mark it off like you don't have advantage or inspiration for secrets on Sunday, but roll one more time. 13, that is what you need to hit. 8 points of damage. How do you want to kill them?
You know, just going over Resnick's shoulder, you just gotta... And you just watch as a firebolt goes over its head like a food fight, slime ball goes over to it and blows that creature's head off.
With that, it is completely eviscerated as they explode off into an astral light. As what they say as they drop down. But go ahead.
Pyro just like, you all hear, right? Pyro! And you just, take that!
Oh, goodness gracious. Pyro, that is your turn.
Hears all that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see what happens. We got one more individual.
Don't do it.
Oh boy, who are they gonna hit? Who are they gonna hit? We got 3 unlucky individuals, either Yurig, Azalea, or Spark of Opal. All right, Spark, you're 1. Yurig, you're 2. Azalea, you're 2, or 3. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. That is a 3. All right, Azalea. Let's see if the weave is with you.
Weave is with me always.
All right, there's going to make a
watch me
firebolt
get
cantrip
mad.
attack. don't say that,
We've
bro.
been strong with this one. Ah!
That's a 23. It's pretty close.
Your shield. Your shield.
All right, what's your AC? 25.
Yep.
AC is 25. So what do you do to, or what does this look like as you block?
Oh wait, no. Take 2 damage. Should take that 2.
Oh, okay. Now 2 damage is okay for your wizard.
Yeah.
That's the threshold. It's either 1 or 2.
You see, as she just finished dropping this one, she turns around just in time to see this firebolt hitting her, but she did not have enough time to dodge her. Just raised her shoulder and flew past. As she took some damage.
Easy enough. As it begins to do so, you look over and you see as the flames begin to build up once more, similar to when you started the likes of this entire ordeal and encounter. Flames are billowing up behind you. That is their turn. Next up in initiative is Spark of Opal, then you, Azalea. What you got for us, Spark?
Okay, I see everybody is running. Almost everybody. I think... Actually, so how big are the squares on this map?
Just the 5 feet, like usual.
Okay. I am going to first have my... Can I have my Fire Spirit act first on this one?
Yeah, that's fine. What would you like?
Oh wait, actually there's only fire bad guys left, so that's not gonna work. Never
so...
mind. Okay, I am gonna have my Fire Spirit teleport to follow everyone, but to land far enough away that nobody takes damage from it.
Mm-hmm. That's easy enough to do.
Okay, so my Fire Spirit's gonna teleport, and
let's see.
Am I able to talk hearing?
Yeah, it
can teleport willing creatures within 5 feet of it.
Do you want to teleport anybody, or just it's teleporting itself?
Well, could it run to Azalea?
Yes, it could.
And okay, if Azalea is willing, Spark would say, "You could teleport with my friend. Get away faster."
She see the ops and she knows she got to spin the block on him. But nah, yeah, she's willing.
So you get wrapped up in fiery energy as the fox teleports you near the rest of the party.
All right, that is going to move you. How far is that? 15 feet. You got it. 5, 10, 15. Just helps you out a little bit. Gets you a little bit where you need to be. All right. That said, is there anything else your fiery spirit would like to do, or is that its turn? Mandy? Oh no. The silence spell. It's been brought upon them.
I'm sorry.
All good, all good.
I forgot about push to talk for a second. I am going to move to get closer to the rest of the party.
Easy peasy.
And I am going to use a Cure Wounds on Rue.
Makes sense.
Thank you so much.
As they're just near death, just bleeding. With that, you're able to walk over to them, and as you heal all, or a majority, if not all of their wounds begin to slowly close. Yep, yep, that's sorcerer life. They close, they mend, and you are brand spanking new.
We love it here.
That said, that is your turn. We go towards Azalea, then Yorig is afterwards. Azalea, what you got for us?
So as she got teleported to this area, she's gonna run to meet with the party, but on the way she will do catapult at this one. So you'll see her as she's running towards the group. You'll see her reach her hand out to like a rock near here, you know, any stone or pebble, and just using the weave, fling it to that one.
As it begins to soar, it strikes into them, hopefully. Let's have our cast a spell, and we'll see if they're able to succeed their saving throw.
Yeah.
I forgot. Someone has to grab the boy's hat.
14, dexterity save. That's a 14. Does that succeed or fail?
Yeah, that saves. Yeah, her save is 14.
Sadly, with catapult, as this happens, they're able to, or I don't know why I marked them as dead. That's not right. But it sends it flying and it strikes into the tree. No effect to the corruption. Azalea, is that your turn?
Yep, and yeah, she just runs over here and stops right here.
Yurig, you look over and you see as bits of the corruption are still alive. Your allies have walked away, but they're still burning more of the trees. Choice is yours, fight or flight.
Oh, did say, but you couldn't handle it. You have to. We can run. If we can handle it, gotta
To Cowabunga or not to Cowabunga?
You know the answer to that. That question, you know.
Well, then let's get to swinging.
He's gonna close it. Like, listen, he knows. From the distance he hear, Dad needs to rest. In Draconic, whoever can understand it, he's gonna maul them.
As you do.
What else? What else can he do?
Oh, you thought we weren't getting any Soulbound lore in this in Voden Fables. You hear as you speak Draconic to the corruption. First time anybody I think has ever did this. You hear as they speak back in Draconic tongue, and they say,
Help us! Please! Help us!
Back to death.
I said,
Join.
we can lay them to
Join
rest.
Erebos. What she? I don't know. I mean, the only way I can see how he could like release them of their pain and their shackles is by breaking them.
100%.
And the only way he knows how to do that is to swing his maul around. So he's gonna just go ahead and do that.
Make an attack roll. Let's see what you got. As you're surrounded, you begin to get ready to swing forth the massive maul towards all of these enemies to try to lay them to rest in the God of Death's name.
Don't know what happened to my stuff, but it's no longer there.
Close your character sheet and then open it back up.
Do.
And if it doesn't, then just roll a d20 and I know the damages and stuff.
Yeah. I will roll a d20 because it didn't populate again. Sorry about that.
All good. D20 plus 5 should be.
I believe that is correct, although he does have proficiency with maul.
Yeah, I got all that. So yeah, you can just roll the d20, I'll do the math for you.
Will do.
That math ain't gonna check out. Sadly, you swing forth, and as you do, it's more so the corruption's ability to speak. It throws you off completely. You're not expecting it, but you try to do your job, and they're too fast. They grab out towards you, they grab them all, and they just continue to pull you closer and closer. Yurik, is that your turn?
A maul is not a light weapon, so he is going to... Basically, he's trying to cover the party that's just leaving. Like, he's trying to cover their behinds.
Alright.
But that's all he can do. I don't have any bonus actions that I can use, and I don't have a reaction that I can use. I used everything.
You got it. With that, Corruption's turn. They're going to look over towards you, Yurig, and as they do, they're going to reach their hand out, placing it kind of onto your chest, and then begin to reach up and grabbing towards your neck and just getting ready to incinerate it whole. As they just say, "Join us!" And one fiery touch. That is a 19 to hit. Yurig, your AC is 16. 11 points of fire damage. You are down. As you see as the flames begin to take you. I want to make sure, just in case. Resistance to fire. Nah, still too much damage. You'll see as Yurig is dropped onto the ground, their body begins to almost slump over unconscious. They're not dead, but they are in the process of dying. You'll see as the corruption begins to loom over them, and they get ready to start looking over towards you. And if you all are fleeing, they're taking a prize with them. They're going to start dragging Yurig.
I'm not leaving them. I refuse.
I'm not gonna leave.
No.
Well, I guess it's Cowabunga then.
Bring him back.
All right, Resnick, Resnick, you look over and you see as they're dragging Yurig's lifeless body. Now, granted, you only have known this fucker for one day, but goddamn, they're the individual that's been through a lot, the most with you so far. What are you doing?
Whichever one they're being dragged by, I'm targeting first.
You got it. That's the furthest one to the south.
Alright. 1 second.
Take the shot. Take the shot.
Take the shot.
Alright, so it's tab? I'm trying to remember how it was.
You target over them, so you hit the T key, and then you open up your character sheet and hit the icon for the bow.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I will.
23's gonna hit. Roll some damage. 7 points of damage as they're dragging Yurig. How do you want to kill them with one shot and one kill?
Never. Oh God. I immediately turn around, seeing what's happening. I'm like, oh no, none of this. Immediately go for a headshot.
Simple headshot. You send the arrow flying as you let it loose from the bowstring. It strikes the individual directly into their skull, piercing them directly onto the tree behind them. As they're pinned up, you notice as their form, their entire body begins to dissipate into an astral light. And with that, they are dead and defeated. I don't know why the other one is like this, because he is not dead. But, Resnick, is that your turn?
Yeah. They're dead. I can't do anything else.
You got it. Asteru, you look over and there's one other individual and they're eyeing the likes of Yurik and getting ready to drag him and continue on with their, pretty much their retrieval. What you got for us?
Aster, with their movement speed, is not very confident in their ability to take this thing down, because I don't believe it looks injured, does it?
It's not injured, but it's not too hard to kill from what you've seen from everybody else.
I see. I really don't want to risk it, because his turn's up soon. I'm gonna take a dash action, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then dash as an action. And I'd like to throw myself on top of my boy. I don't want them to touch him anymore.
Easy enough. As you do, you rush over, and it seems to be as you try to protect them as much as you can. You look over, and it seems to be Pyro. This individual's immune to fire damage. There's not much you can do, my friend.
Pyro has an idea.
I like ideas.
Pyro is going to... Damn, it's still fire theme. Hang on. Crap. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Actually, can I actually use a firebolt to trip this creature in a way giving the next person that attacks it advantage?
I can say that. Yeah, I can definitely say that.
Okay, so again, once again, Pyro's just gonna like right on his hands. He's gonna wiggle him up. He's gonna like curveball it right towards the legs of this creature. He's gonna try to make it tripped up.
You got it. You're using the help action on the next individual. You don't need to roll for it. It just happens. I assume you're probably going to either use it to Spark of Opal or you're going to use it to Azalea, but whichever one. Easy peasy.
I'll give it to Spark since their turn is coming up close.
Yay.
Alrighty. Next up in initiative, we have the the corruption. They're going to look over and they're going to rush over towards Asteru. As you are covering over Yurik, they're going to just try to pick you up and toss you off of them. Alright. Fiery touch. Here we go. 22 hit, 11 points of fire damage. Oh my god! This is
a thing.
What you
I
got?
have a thing for this.
Please.
I have my
hand
Shadow
bear.
Sorcerer ability to roll a Charisma save when I drop to 0. The DC will be 16, but I can attempt.
Hey, let's attempt. Make a charisma saving throw. You know how to do it?
No! Wait, I'll use my inspiration from chat.
Let's go!
No! No! God damn it!
This is so sad.
This is so sad. As you begin to do so, as they try to toss you off to the side, you try to pull yourself up from the grave, and as you do, all the bit of almost deathly and necromantic energy begins to course through you, trying to pull you back to a bit of unlife. However, it's not strong enough. The corruption is too strong, and they are too dead set on eviscerating every last one of you. And now, they don't only have one corpse to take, now they have two. Spark of Opal, what you got for us?
I believe.
It's time for some Wither and Bloom, baby. Let's go.
Describe this spell. This is one of my favorite spells.
You see Spark, their whole demeanor changes and they step forward a few steps. And the light that had died in the lantern on their staff turns bright, like relights, and is bright green.
Did you cut out? No!
Keurig and they flick. Sorry.
You're good, you're good.
Push to talk, I'm so bad at it.
All good.
They flick the staff, and the green fire shoots out towards the corruption and covers their friends as well.
As it begins to do so, cast the spell, and let's see what happens. Is this an attack roll, or is this a saving throw?
It's a Constitution save.
Constitution save. All right.
Yep.
All or nothing. Con save. That's a 20. Do they take half damage?
But in a way, from my my firebolt, does that help in a way?
I will say yes, because I'll give you that, because you're trying to intentionally help them. You gave them the inspiration. I will say they will roll with disadvantage. So one more time. All right. Constitution save. Oh, not on you. All right. Con save one more time. That is a 7.
Better.
There we
Yes.
go. And with 2d6 necrotic damage for a total of 7 points of damage to them, Spark of Opal, how do you want to do this? Final kill, final strike.
Spark basically says, try this kind of fire, and the green fire just consumes the corruption, and while also simultaneously healing our friends. You can spend hit die.
Both of us or just one?
Both of you, because you're in the 10-foot sphere.
As this begins to happen, you can watch as the corruption is completely consumed by the green flames. They drop down, and both of you feel that bit of spark, that bit of pulse into your heart for a second. A little bit of a flame that rekindles once more. You both breathe, if you need to. Not all of you. And with that, you're restored with your hit points, your vigor to fight, and your resolve. As heroes, you all have won the war. And with that, as combat comes to a conclusion, you look over, and it seems to be there are no more enemies. You're bloodied, you're wounded, and you are injured. But the job is done, and all you need to do is get them, or get this individual Pyro back to safety. With that, is there anything you immediately say or do before you try to rush back to the village and before more of these individuals come?
I have something, if that's okay.
No, go for it.
As Aster comes to consciousness with Yurig under them, as their tiny body is just attempting to shield them from something, they just like look up at them. Oh, thank goodness, darling. I thought they were gonna take you.
Oh, it's like Erebos doesn't want me to yet. Oh, do you mind if I pick you up?
That should be fine.
Great, I'm gonna pick you up and dash.
Wonderful.
Makes sense. Makes sense. As you get picked up and dash, let me end this thing. You rush over. Is there anything else anybody's trying to do, or are you guys just sprinting back to the village?
As we're running straight through with everyone in hand, here we'll say, not the greatest idea I've ever had.
Nope.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I got your back.
With that, you all begin to rush forth, wounded and injured, but eventually, Resnick, you leading the path, you beginning to traverse with everybody. Make a survival check to try to lead everyone back to the village, successfully and safely for me, please.
May I assist and give him advantage?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Please do. Ready to survival check.
16 and a 22. With that, you rush back with every bit of fiber in your being as you sprint as fast as you can away from the likes of the corruption. Occasionally you hear as there are multiple voices saying to join us, but eventually they fade as you get further and further away. With that, You hear the sounds of civilization. You hear the sounds of multiple myconids enjoying their day and not realizing what chaos and what hell you all had just previously been through. You look over, and eventually, you find yourselves at the Voden Knight's War Room for a bit in time. Boop. Oh. Why is looking at Agni and Zaman? Not here. Oop, there we go.
Sensei,
Mm-hmm.
can we say that the fox spirit picked up the hat?
Yeah, that's easy
Yeah.
enough. Don't forget the hat.
My boy. My boy.
Hold on. Let me also grab your Firefox spirit. Let me go. I'll remove this.
Firefox, please sponsor us both.
Hey, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. This is. Oh,
will they give us a free theme?
Right.
Yeah, right. Voden themes.
Eventually, you'll look over and you'll see his riles will begin to. They're kind of just whistling, and you open the door, fling it open, like, no,
I need sweets
Yeah.
right now.
They look over and they just see badly injured. They look to the right, and they kind of just yell out, hold on one second. Azora, they return.
Good.
Y'all think they got cocoa?
Bring them on in.
You all can come in. Oh, God.
Can I just be walking funny and like holding Paiwu's little hand?
Yeah, sure. Easy enough.
I was
Yes.
just looking at all the structures and just sit like, just like, oh.
Is Yurik
Every
still
time-
carrying Aster?
Every time. Yeah, every time we return back to this room, whew,
Man. You eventually walk on in, and as you do, Aster, yes, you are still being carried by Yurig.
Wonderful.
Aster will feel themselves be gently placed into this chair. As we get into the room, they will be deposited directly into that chair. Rest.
Well, thank you.
You did a lot. Nothing foolhardy, but you did a lot, and my thanks. I owe you my life now.
I'm gonna just
Boy.
place this fire spirit like over you. Run out of room. Alright.
Always get
Yeah,
a shortcut.
aw.
That being said, you'll see as Riles will kind of motion for Spark to kind of place Pyro onto the middle of the war room, so they can kind of have their own little seat.
Spark will look at Paiwu and say, I'm gonna put you on the table so you have a nice place to sit, okay?
Oh, okay.
It means you're more important than everybody else here.
What does that mean?
Good stuff.
I like good stuff.
Me too.
With that, Pyro, you just hop onto the table.
I would just kind of
Good enough.
Spark is very tired, so they are going to sit.
Easy. With that, you'll notice as each and every one of the individuals will begin to take your seats. Riles will begin to close the war room as usual, as precautions and more. And with that, they look over towards Azora to take it away.
Well, it would appear that you all had quite a journey out there in the jungles. The valley is a dangerous place, as I said earlier. But it seems you all stood the test of the valley. For some of you, yet again. Perhaps Voden Knight Esquires are in some of your future if you continue this. Perhaps you may become mainstays of the kingdom as either captains of the guard or scouts, or even part of our soon-to-be developed military. But seeing the creature here on the table, I see it was
Always.
quite a success.
It's like,
and clearly not understanding you.
all you hear is Pylo, Pylo.
she'll look at Spark and say,
Can you translate for me?
Sure. Sensei, for the sake of... actually, I had one spell slot left. I guess I would just cast Speak with Animals again, because it only lasts an hour.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'll just do that. So I have no spells left. Hopefully there's no more combat today.
A meteor strikes from Aurora.
No!
Roll
Always keep it
initiative.
handy. The golden way always have one in the chamber.
Oh no!
Yeah, you're
but
good.
yeah, Spark will translate the conversation and try to explain context to Paiwu as well.
Yeah.
Pyro just like he's waving and it's like, I'm Pyro and these are my friends.
Zoro said, "It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm not too sure what you're doing out there in the forest, but it is a dangerous place. Here, you'll be surrounded by those who will take care of you, love you, and make sure you stay safe here in the kingdom. What is it you like to eat? And how do you like to sleep?"
I like my food extra crispy.
Meat, plants, fish.
Bacon!
What are we talking?
Do you have bacon?
Well, seems like we have another Voden Fable question.
go procure some pork.
Oh man.
Well, there's no bacon here right now, as most of us do not touch the swine. No pork on our fork. However, we can certainly make arrangements. How do you like to sleep? On hay, grass, feathers?
I like a rock. Nice and cold.
Okay, we can certainly arrange that as well. There is a rock right outside of here, near the river, and,
Oh boy!
which should be nice and cold for you.
And Pyro just starts jumping like left and right and starts like running in place.
Leaving little
And,
fire footprints on the stone.
And she'll say, to the rest of you, appreciate your assistance in this manner. We will take very, very good care of Pyro, and we'll make sure that he has all the necessary resources at his disposal. As for you all, 300 gold as promised, and she will give the go-to Resnick, I mean, the closest. And
sure, okay.
yeah, just gesture Riles to pay you on the way out. Actually,
Yeah.
work on that.
Yeah, and then it's just saying, if in the future any of you need assistance from a knight such as myself, let Riles know, and he'll relay the information to me, and I'll make sure, if not another knight, I will personally provide assistance to you.
It's very, very nice of you. If it's possible, could I use my portion of this adventure's funds for some sort of potions or scrolls for healing?
Yes, we have a shop in the financial district. Feel free to use all of the amenities here while you're staying in the kingdom. As for you, Pyro, just one quick question for you. Are you aware of others with your mark?
I remember my friends, but I don't know where they are.
Do you at least know what they look like? We know of one that looks like a dog in the taiga. Do you know of one in the desert?
Sparky?
Sure.
Oh, there's Sparky, there's Woo Woo, there's Platypus. He's not really that nice, but he has
You
nice.
You do know one individual, though, who is located in the taiga.
Oh,
Woo Woo is located in the taiga. They were last
Oh!
seen there.
there's Woo. She has nice, pretty feathers, and she always goes, "Oh my, one more shinderu."
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no.
Oh my god.
Understood. Perhaps we'll tell our sisters over there in the tiger about this woo woo.
My Woo.
And then she'll gesture for everybody to like if they have any parting questions or anything.
Me, I have a question.
Yes, what is it, Spa?
Do you have any sweets? I would like that. I don't really need money, no?
Well, I believe that was... I've been talking a little bit. I believe the Samadans, they will be providing a couple of things along with the festival. If they would be willing or open to staying around.
That is a great point. That is a good point. During the festival, there should be all types of things. In the meantime, if you like to drink sweet liquors, there is a shop in the market that sells drinks, alcohol, all types of tasty concoctions. It is right outside of the tavern. Of course, the tavern as well has its own types of drinks. If you're looking for something that might make it difficult to fly, let's say.
Pastries, huh?
Pastries, not at the moment. We are certainly working on building a restaurant soon. As soon as we get our cultural district up and running. But
Actually,
these things take time.
I just thought about it. There is actually one individual who does have sweets. I remember it was the last session about
Oh,
it. It was
actually-
Spore.
Actually, Bilroy has those blueberries.
He also
Oh,
has
and
the
Mana
blueberry.
Toppins? You guys have Mana
She's gonna
Toppins
call.
here?
She's gonna call Bilroy.
And as you do, you call him up. You literally see just forming out of the ground after you saw them dead, blown up, and defeated. Just, hey guys.
It's that one guy.
Hello there. He's back.
Quickly make a religion check, arcana check, or insight check, divine sense on this builder spirit, because that ain't natural.
In that moment, Pyro jumps and hugs him.
Hey, thanks,
Dark
Pyro.
hugs him too.
Oh,
Group hug.
hey. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Oh geez. Oh goodness. Hi.
My friend, you're back! I'm so happy!
I'm happy too. I'm just very, very busy. Yurig, what you would get from Bilroy is heavy, heavy celestial and heavy, heavy undead.
Oh.
Oh boy. Just half and half.
Things are getting spicy.
Oh yeah. But what's up? Sorry, I didn't do the thing. Senior builder spirit Bilroy reporting for duty, ma'am. And he kind of salutes to Lunista.
She'll say,
The blueberries under your hats. Feel free to provide Spark with a few.
Sure. Oh, also, you can keep the hat, by the way. I kind of just reform it every time I, sort of go. Pff. So yeah, you can just keep that. But here.
Thank you!
And you'll see as they kind of just pass you a couple of blueberries.
Like I said, here at the Mushroom Kingdom, we are quite resourceful. If you will all like to extend your stay, you are more than welcome. You need but say the word.
I guess Riles will look over. If you want, I can show them to the likes of the tavern if you wish. Or just where the other adventurers are kind of gathering up before the guild hall is built up.
Yep, Azor will nod to Riles and say, well, appreciate you all. Pyro, you may continue to mingle with your newfound friends. Now that you are part of the kingdom, you have just as much say as any Soulbound member. But we'll discuss that at another time.
And Pilot does like a little mock salute, like Milroy, just
Before you go, Spark, this is actually, I apologize. The last question for you, Pyro. What is it that you like to do so we can make sure you have as much entertainment as you'd like? Or maybe even a profession?
I like adventure.
Then you will be by my side. Like fire and ice.
And she stands up and she holds her blade in front of her horizontally and begins to take out the blade, and you just see this bright light shine from it, and as she puts it right back into the sheath.
Wow!
and then Pyro just like, I woo! And shoots a fire up in the air.
And as you do, for a brief moment, Azora, you get a flash of memories as you have this giant, or not giant, this small sort of fiery individual kind of at your side. Get a vision of multiple individuals flying about high in the skies on a continent known as Leonios. And you know who that
Sky
character
Knight.
is.
Yeah, Soul the Gaia. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that, how she has Ember.
Regardless, you'll see as Senior Builder Spirit Bilroy will look over towards you, and they'll kind of say, "All right, well, I gotta get to work, so I guess I'll see y'all later." And as soon as
Roy.
bye.
Roy.
All right, everyone, let's go this way. I'll show you to the tavern. And with that, all of you, I assume you begin to file out. Bilroy begins to say, "All right, everybody, it's time to get back to work, you lazy sacks of shit. Farmer isn't paying you for anything. I'm paying you. Actually, no one's paying you. You're doing it your goddamn self, so hurry up, let's go!" And with that, Bilroy's just gonna go do their whole thing. Riles will continue and lead you all on. And with that, as you're sent out further into the Mushroom Kingdom, we zoom out from the scene, but not before one last thing. Some of you, as you were walking through the likes of the village, specifically Urig, specifically Aster, and Resnick, as well as, actually, yeah, you too, Azalea. Yeah, actually, that'd be almost all of you except for Spark, because they're on that thing. You would see as a couple of spirits begin to actually surround you for a moment. Builder spirits will look over towards you and sort of go, ooh and ah, before sort of spark of electricity begins to form. You notice as they raise their hands high up into the sky, and as they do, see as they do it similar to this. And with that, you notice as that bit of electricity begins to form amongst you and your persons, and you feel stronger, more powerful, ready to take on the next set of adventure. As you all level up your next tier of play.
Would it be possible, Sensei, before we leave, that Yuri can also relate to Azura what he heard from darkness?
We can do all that sort of stuff out of game, but with that, as you all begin to do so, we zoom out of this area as we tune in for the next fable, next time, in the West Marches campaign of the Auroraverse. Thank you guys again for everyone who was able to play today. You guys are freaking fantastic. Thank you for everybody who was able to watch over on the stream. You guys are awesome as well. Good stuff, everybody. So, just to make sure that is clear, Aster Rue, you are now level 3. Azalea Tython, you are now level 3. Yorig Gold Scale, you are now level 2. Resnick Relkaz, you are also now level 2. And Spike of Opal, you now get your 1 tick to be able to get closer to level 4.
Yay!
There you go. Awesome stuff. You guys are freaking awesome. I'm gonna go break down stream. If you guys got to skedaddle and get going immediately, by all means do so. Mandy, I'm gonna raid into you.
Okay.
Cool, so you can go hang out with that. But yeah, I'll be right back, y'all. All right, thank you everybody for everyone who's able to tune in and watch today. You guys are freaking fantastic. I am tired, so thank you so much for everyone who was able to drop follows, raids, subs, and all that sort of stuff. We freaking destroyed that follow goal. That was insane. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. If you guys did enjoy the stream, please, it does help us out. Be sure to follow as we're trying to get closer and closer to hit that 3,000 mark. But if you want to do me an even greater favor, consider subbing. It is September. It does help us out as we do the whole DMing thing full time, as I do professional DMing alongside, well, pretty much full time along with school and university and all that sort of stuff. So hey, it does really help out keep the lights on. So you don't have to; it's completely optional. But if you do got a free Twitch Prime sub, it would mean a lot if you drop it on me. Besides that, if you guys want to join in the Discord, you maybe even want to play in one of the games, then be sure to join the Discord. We'd love to have you. And also, thank you, Sydney, for the kind words. I really do appreciate that. That is freaking awesome. Lastly, I will say, if you joined in maybe halfway through the session, be sure to go check out the YouTube channel, as I think we're live over there as well. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe, as we're really getting close to 1,000 subs to get partnered on YouTube. So please go do that when you get the chance. All right, everybody. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you all next time in Voden Fables. Actually, we're going to be live tomorrow, yeah, for another Voden Fables game at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So I will see you guys there. Bye, y'all. And also, thank you, Celtic Boar, for the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you so much, bud. Appreciate that. You're freaking awesome. All right, let's play the intro, and let's send it out.